Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Quest Center. It's me, David, your host, and with me, as always, Sergio.
Hello.
Hello. Today, the one big news that happened was the Super Mario Brothers. No, wait, Super Mario movie, not Super Mario Brothers. There's a difference.
Is it Super
um,
Mario movie?
yeah, I think so.
Oh, okay. I thought it was Super Mario Brothers, like always.
And I think it's just Super Mario.
Oh, okay,
Um,
gotcha.
the Super Mario movie. Yeah. But the trailer for it came out, and that's gonna be a big news for tonight. But for other things, we'll talk about other video game adaptations that we have seen. I could have sworn I saw a lot more, but I guess I'm wrong about that. But uh, but I was gonna go with someone with this. Fuck. Uh, whatever. And that was my train of thought. Shit.
It's
Um,
okay.
but yeah, well, in terms of what we've played recently, for me, I'm still working on Wolfenstein. Uh, I've gone to the part, just past the part where he made it to the moon. That was pretty intense. I really like that level.
Are you playing the first one or the second one?
New Order.
New Order.
Uh,
Okay, that's the first one.
oh, it is okay.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I just got to that part. It was really fun. I actually really liked that I got to use like laser guns or something like that, and just it's a really good game so far. Honestly, I really like that. It's usually with other games, when you start dying, um the difficulty kind of lowers for you, but this one it doesn't seem
Oh, it
like it
stays the
happens.
same. Yeah.
Yeah, it stays the same, and so you just gotta like figure out, either you gotta get better with your aim or just figure out a way to kill as many as you can without getting caught and all that. And so that's just what I've been loving about
You know
that
what?
game,
Yeah,
honestly.
you know what? There's a game that I think it's funny because I think the more you die, the harder it gets. I forgot
Oh.
which game it was, but I know in the back of my head like there's a game like that, and I was like, don't get me wrong, but I was like, when I heard about that, I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna play that.
Mhm. Oh god. And then I did get Deathloop, but I'm still very early in the beginning and I can't really say much about it.
Yeah,
But I'm excited about it because I heard some really good things about it.
that's really fun. It's kind of, I mean, it is kind of repetitive just because of the stuff that you have to do throughout the day and like the cycles and all that. But it's really fun once you get the hang of it.
Okay. But yeah, that's it for me. You, Sergio?
Yeah. So honestly, what I've been playing is pretty much Cyberpunk, like always. Well, not like always, but like since the last time. But I've been playing less and less because my brother actually gave me his old PC because he bought a new one.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been trying to figure out how to do all that stuff, how it works. And honestly, people keep saying get PC, but it is so annoying.
Mm-hmm.
Just like downloading everything, and it's like with the PlayStation, it's like okay, I'm gonna play this game, just play it. And like with the PC, it's like oh, this game's made by this company. Okay, you have to download this software to play it. And then you play another game. It's like, oh, it's made by this other company. You have to download this other software to play it. So it's all a bunch of like different little launchers, and I mean, I just have to get used to it, but it's really annoying, honestly. And then just trying to
Yeah.
set up all that, and then I'm trying to set up my GameCube to a like a capture card, so that I
Mm-hmm.
can like try recording video game footage. And it took me so long to figure out how to do it, and I finally got the computer to recognize the capture card, like through the USB, and I was like, okay, cool. Now I just have to like connect the GameCube, and I did it. Doesn't work. And I was like, what the heck? And I connect the Xbox and the PS5 and it works perfectly.
Mm.
But it's just the GameCube that I need to figure out how to make it work. And I'm just like, what the heck? And it works on my laptop but not on the computer. So I'm just like, what the hell?
Mm.
But yeah, that's what I've been doing with gaming. Not really that much, just more on the PC trying to figure out a bunch of things to download and do all this.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
I know there's like a serious conversation about whether PC or console and all that. So I'm sure people who listening are like, yeah, PCs are better. So
Yeah, no, it's more annoying. That's what it is. That's what I was telling my coworker too, because he's like, oh yeah, dude, just get PC, and I was like, okay, whatever. And then, well, I finally got. He's like, yeah, I hope you do all this stuff, and it's like, dude, it's like so many steps just to play one little game. And he's like, yep, welcome to PC, and I was like, well, how's this better? Like, it's not better.
yeah. Alright. Okay, so yeah, so that's what we played this week. But we'll just we're gonna be talking about movie adaptations that we've seen and liked. And well, there's not really, in terms of like what movie critics have said, there's not really a lot. I do have one. I'll get into it later. Um, but fuck.
Oh, and by the way, people that are listening, that's my dog Chopper. I am so sorry if he keeps annoying you. Get used to it because he annoys me 24/7. So I'm so sorry. That's the best I can do.
I'll be like meeting. Besides when you're talking, I'll try to meet your side.
Yeah, that's fine. Don't worry. Please do.
Yeah, but yeah, I just this is the biggest conversation in terms of like the video game community, video game adaptations. What doesn't work, what's always failed throughout the years, and all that. But actually, I'm curious. Have you enjoyed some of the video game adaptations, or do you know that like they're bad but you like them?
You know what? As a kid, of course, I enjoyed them, just because. Oh, I'm just a kid. Like, hey, I played that game. Like, pretty much like the first movie that I saw was like the Super Mario Brothers movie, and as a kid, I loved it. I was like, oh, Mario and Luigi, it's awesome. And then growing up, I saw how horrible it was, like on YouTube, and I was like, oh, what the fuck was I like? Why did I like that? But I was like, I mean, it's part of my childhood, so I was like, people trash on it, and like, I mean, I do too because it looks horrible, but I mean, deep down, I love it. What's it called? But yeah, honestly, like recent ones, I want to watch them. I'm just like really lazy to like watch it, like to actually sit down and watch a movie. I still haven't seen the Sonic movies. I'm waiting. Well, I want to see the Uncharted movie. I started it last night, but I was like, I'm gonna do something else. And I don't know. I mean, most of the times the video game movies are kind of bad, but I feel like recently they're kind of slowly getting better. So that's my whole point of it. It's like, I'll watch it eventually, but I'm not gonna. Okay, I have to go to the movies to watch this movie. It's not like Endgame where I'm like I have to go day one. And it's like I'll watch it whenever I can.
I mean, it's also because like those adaptations have been sour on people, so it's not really something to rush towards too. Because I remember even I did watch the Uncharted movie in theaters and all that, but even then I was just kind of like, okay, I know I like Tom Holland. I think some people don't like that he's too young to play him and all that, but I still think in terms of like if they want to make it into a franchise, I think he's a perfect fit. So I was excited about that, and I thought, okay, I did watch what was it Pokemon movie, Detective Pikachu.
Yes.
And I thought, okay, they're getting something right now. It wasn't great. I really loved the Detective Pikachu one, but they're getting better. So I was really hoping Uncharted could be the one that's like they got it.
Yeah, when they released, because I'm a big Uncharted fan, so when they released the trailer for the for the movie, I was like, hey, you know what? It doesn't look good, but I'm gonna give it, until I see it.
No.
But what's it called? When I was watching it yesterday, I saw maybe like the first 10 minutes, and how like it starts off in the airplane mode, in the airplane scene. I was like, that was quick, because I've played all 4 of them, and I feel like they're trying to fit in all 4 movies into one movie, and that's what I was like. I knew this was gonna be a bad idea. But either way, like it starts off, I see Tom Holland, and I just see Spider-Man. Okay. I don't see Nathan Drake. I don't see him trying to play a different actor. I just see him playing Spider-Man. And I'm just like, this should have gone with someone else. At least a little bit older, at least. Yeah,
maybe. I mean, I get that they were hoping for a franchise and they got someone young. But yeah, you probably could have gotten someone a bit older and all that. So like I said, I did watch the movie, and Tom Holland, he does portray a bit with more confidence. He does do that in the movie and all that. So I was able to like take away the Spider-Man-ness of him.
Oh, okay.
No, that was as I'm watching it.
Yeah, well, I mean, I haven't seen the whole movie, so it's like maybe I just saw like the clip where he's like hanging from the thing. He's just like he's making like those little grunts, and he's like, "Oh, come on!" and like the car just hits him.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's Spider-Man right there. But I
Mm.
mean, I still haven't
Well,
seen him actually talking later on.
yeah, yeah. No, actually, like in those scenes like that, what Tom Holland does like pretty well is using like his whole body to act.
Mm.
You know, like whenever you see him run in the Spider-Man movies, like he's not just like running like
Yeah.
what was it, Tom Cruise, where he's just like super stiff. No, he's like swinging his arms everywhere, like trying to like stay in balance and all that.
Yeah,
So
well,
he's
that's the
really
whole
good
thing.
at
Yeah.
that. So I think that's just something that you're always going to see in his performance. But for the movie itself, though, I thought it was okay. I really liked the third act. They did something pretty cool that wasn't in the video games. I heard, at least from what I heard. But honestly, my biggest problem though was the editing. Like there was a lot of weird cut moments in the action scenes that I was just kind of like, come on, you got Tom Holland. I feel like he can do some stuff. You don't need to
Cut around it.
cut around to it and all that. That was just really my only complaint. Um, from what I heard in reviews, someone's biggest complaint was that they didn't use the music from the games into the movies, or at least not a lot of it, maybe.
Yeah, that's what I
Um,
heard too. That supposedly the main theme wasn't on there, or I think it was, or something like that.
mm,
But I'm
yeah,
not too sure.
so that's to me though. I think that's like the most important thing from at least from video game adaptations. Like
The
put
music.
the freaking music,
Yeah.
yeah, because like you if with the video games, without the music you really have nothing. Honestly, like
Yeah.
that's always the most memorable. I mean, we went on for like who knows how long about music in our first episode. So like, and then I don't know when this is ever gonna happen. But if they ever make a Legend of Zelda movie, whether it's animated or live action, people are gonna want the music
Oh
on
yeah,
that movie.
dude, most
Like,
definitely, especially for that franchise. When
mhm.
if it doesn't have it,
Yeah,
big old
especially
flop.
because it's high fantasy. So like they'll put it up there with like Lord of the Rings and all that, and that one people
They're gonna
love
get
the
John
music.
Williams.
Yeah, and so yeah, just I feel like there's still a lot they can improve upon. It's just if with studios they just don't want to fully adapt the thing.
Mhm.
I don't know. Maybe this just uh they want to like balance out, especially nowadays. They want to balance out like the moments where you want the audience to go, "Oh, I know that thing," versus giving them something new.
Yeah.
You know. So who knows? Um, but yeah. Then you brought up the Super Mario Brothers movie. I actually did watch that years ago. I wasn't a kid, but like it was gonna show up on TV, and I just thought,
Yeah, like might as well.
fuck it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a huge Super Mario fan. Why not? I saw it, and actually, I did enjoy it. Like it's in terms of adaptations, like it's a horrible adaptation.
Yeah, it's not bad, but
obviously.
it's like you're looking at it, you're like, I'll get what I get.
Yeah, it's just I always when it comes to adaptations with any adaptations, I always just try to look at what the writer or director wanted to make different.
Yeah.
Like that whole the main character goes to another world and that world just happens to be from the video game and all that. Like I always like those kind of things just because, especially if it's a crazy world, have fun with it.
No, yeah, of course. And you know what's so
And,
funny? It's as a kid when I would watch, Bowser comes out at the end, or Bowser's like the main villain, right? And I would watch it, and then I didn't know that was Bowser, and so growing up, I would be like, man, they should have just picked Bowser instead of that weird looking guy. And then eventually, I was like, oh fuck, that was Bowser. That is horrible. I was like, damn, what were they thinking?
But yeah, I actually haven't seen a lot of the old ones like Mortal Kombat, at least the first Mortal Kombat movie. I saw the recent one.
I grew up. We had the VHS for the first two Mortal Kombat's, and that's all me, my brother, and my friend. That's all we would watch is Mortal Kombat, and would be like at home. Like, we just want to watch Mortal Kombat. Yeah, fuck it, let's do it, and we'd watch it. And the first two were so awesome, dude. And then that's why, like, when the new one came out, we were so hyped. I was like, dude, Mortal Kombat, like. Because honestly, in the video games, Mortal Kombat has like a continuous story within all the games, and it's fucking confusing. I don't know what the fuck's going on. And my friend, he looked up a video, and he's like, "Yeah, dude, it gets confusing because it's like the world ended, but they went back in time to try to fix it. They fixed it, but then it's still going to shit." And I was like, "What the fuck?" I was like, "Okay, whatever." In my head, I'm like, "It's another Kingdom Hearts fucking storyline." And but yeah, but I was like, oh, Mortal Kombat. He's like, honestly, like I don't care. Like if you play Mortal Kombat for the story, I don't think anyone plays Mortal Kombat for the story. They play it for the fucking fighting. It's a fighting game.
Yeah.
And it's like when the movie came out, I was like, who gives a shit about the story? Like, just fucking give me some cool ass fight scenes. And we were watching it, and I'm like, dude, fuck yeah, this fucking fight scenes are pretty cool. It's like, I don't care. And then they did like the fatalities, and I was like, dude, we're both like, oh shit, dude, they did it. And then we're like, that's awesome. And like, it's like the movie is like whatever, but I was like, dude, the fight scenes and like the fatality, like just the moves that they were doing, like it's like, oh shit, he did like the. That's so funny. There's a scene. Have you seen the movie?
The old one,
the new one.
The new one, yes.
Yeah. Okay. So there's a scene when they're training, and so the guy keeps It was him and I think my God, what's the guy with the laser eye? What was his name? Cal.
I don't know.
Cal. I forgot his name. Can't think of it right now. But or it was, I think it was him or the other guy. The main dude, where they just keep like tripping him over and over again.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and that's just a reference of like people that play the game. That's all they do. Just trip them, trip, and that's how we beat one of the bosses too in Injustice. That's how we beat the last boss. Like fucking just trip them, and we're like laughing our asses off. It was just like a good time. It was just like for me. It was like I saw it first alone because it had came out and it was the weekend. I think it was on Sunday already. And I was like, I'm just gonna watch it. And I was like, dude, this is awesome. And then the next day, I think I went over to my friend's house, and it was me, him, his brother, and I don't know who else was there, but we were watching, and we were like, it was just us three that were like super excited, like, oh shit, like this is awesome. And like, I think Susan was there, and my friend's wife was there. They're just like, yeah, it's cool. But yeah, like we really enjoyed it. And then you were mentioning, you mentioned Detective Pikachu. Did you like it?
I loved it. I have a poster of it like right next to me here. I really love it, because for one thing, they did an amazing job at like creating the Pokemon and not have it be super creepy. I like that they added the backstory to the Pokemon. Mm-hmm. Like when you first see Cubo, and then they actually mentioned the fact that
the skull.
Yeah. The story itself, like it was okay. Like the investigation wasn't. There wasn't any like twists or turns and all that, but I really liked Ryan Reynolds as Pikachu. Like he was hilarious, and there were like emotional moments between him and his son.
Yeah.
And
what's it called? I'm sorry. Oh, go on. Yeah, go for it.
No, go ahead.
Yeah. Because Susan, she's like a big Pokemon fan.
Mm-hmm.
So the movie came out, and I told her, yeah, let's go watch it. I wanted to watch it too because it looked pretty cool. And I was like, hell yeah, Pokemon live action. Let's see how I was in my head. I was like, let's see how much they fuck it up. And when I was watching it in theaters, I had just gone out of work the night before. I did Graveyard, and then I went in at 2 p.m. and then it was like 10, and then she was like, oh, let's go to like the 11:30. I was like, well, yeah, get home real quick, shower, go over there, and we're watching it. And I'm like, do I like this? I don't know if I'm liking it. But we're watching the whole movie, and then we get off, and she's like, she enjoyed it a lot. And then I was like, I don't know if I liked it or not. And then she got all mad at me because every time we leave a movie, she's like, oh, like you always say it's whatever, like you don't really enjoy it. And I'm like, well, it's because I don't know if I like it or not. And so that's how we left it, right? I was like, yeah. And then the movie came out on DVD, and I was on lunch, and I was like, oh shit, it came out. Go to Walmart real quick, buy the movie, and I called her, hey, about the movie, so we can watch it tonight. And she's like, oh yeah, cool. And then we saw it again. Like I saw it here at home, loved it. And she was like, no, you're lying, you're just trying to make me feel better. Like, no, like I fucking love it. Like I think I was just really tired that day because like it was just work. But damn, yeah, it was a good fucking movie, and I was like, I really love it. And it's like, some of the acting, I mean, this is kind of cheesy and all that, but the whole Pokemons and all that, it's pretty cool. And like you said, Ryan Reynolds, perfect.
Like, he was hilarious. But I mean, yeah, it's just they got the world right. Like it did feel like there was active Pokemon, because honestly, that would have been if it was like 10 years ago or something. I feel like you wouldn't see a lot of Pokemon running around because of the CGI.
Yeah, and that's what was cool too. It's like, I mean, he's walking down the street and they're just like Pokemon, like they're working, they're doing like just I don't know,
regular
Pokemon
things.
Stuff, like the way it is in the games or like in the cartoons too, in the anime, where they're like, oh, every Pokemon has like an actual, especially the work ones, like, I mean, there was a Lickitung, right? Like there was one doing sushi. I forgot what it was doing, but yeah, it was like making sushi, and I was like, what the fuck? But yeah, so it'd be like, it's funny though, because I don't know if I said this already in the podcast, but my wife, like, she's like into Pokemon, like she's like really into Pokemon, like back when she was young, like when she was a kid, her and her cousin would like do like a little test. They'll get the Pokemon, like the game. They'll go to the Pokédex, and they'll be like, okay, and they'll put like, you know, like in the game, like they don't sound the same how they do like in the anime. It's like a screech, like
yeah.
So they'll go up to each other and be like, okay, so which Pokemon is this? And then they'll be like, oh, that's Hunter, and they get it like that. And I was like, what the fuck are you guys doing? And then they like do like they go nonstop for like at least like 50 Pokemon,
Dang.
like different screeches, and I'm like, dude, they all sound the same. Like, what the hell? And then so she knows all her stuff about Pokemon. And then like when she was watching the movie, she's like, first of all, that Pokemon should be taller. I was like, dude, just enjoy it. Shut up.
Oh, that's awesome. Honestly, that's actually really cool. She knows all that.
Yeah, dude, she's like really into it. But yeah, that's how I was like, okay. And then I mean, obviously we're already talking about Pokemon. It's gonna come up anyways. The animated movies. What do you think?
Oh, there's some that I really really love. Like, which one was it?
Have you seen all of them or no? I've only seen, obviously, I've seen the first 4. Other than that, I think I've seen like snippets of everything, like just little clips on YouTube or like it pop up somewhere. But for sure, the last one that I saw, like it was what is it? Pikachu, I Choose You, the one that came out in theaters not so long ago. That's the last one I saw.
Okay, I think I am fairly confident that I've seen all of them.
Holy shit!
Okay. Yeah, I've always loved the Pokemon movies. So my favorite ones is Pokemon 2000. That's the one with Lugia.
Yes.
I think, yeah, Susan and I actually got like in a little argument about like which one was the one with Lugia came out, and I was like, no, it was like it was I can't remember which one I said. I think I might have said like Pokemon 3 or something. I don't know, but she was like, no, it's Pokemon 2000, and then we looked it up, and she was right, and I was like, fuck.
She knows her shit about Pokemon, dude.
Dude, for sure. And then yeah, Pokemon 2000, Pokemon Lucario, what is it? And Mystery of Mew, I think that's what it says. And Temple of the Sea. Those are my favorite ones. Oh wait, no, and where are you? Shit, the one with Darkrai. Shit.
I saw it's not the forest one, right?
Forest?
Yeah, the secret of the forest. I think that's oh no, that's the last one that came out.
I don't know. But yeah, those ones are my favorite just because, especially Temple of the Sea, mostly
the
because
Rise of Darkrai.
The Rise of Darkrai, yeah, I thought so. It sounded like a cheesy title, so I thought it was wrong.
It is cheesy.
Yeah, that one, I just loved it because of the legendary Pokemon. Like, their voices in the movie, it sounded so cool, especially Palkia's.
He talks?
No,
okay.
no, just the sound it makes and all that. Like, it was really cool. But Temple of the Sea might be my favorite one just because that's like the one that like I really saw Ash as the hero. You know, there was a moment where they're at a temple, and it starts to flood. And then Ash puts May, his companion at that time, into this capsule where the water won't get in and they'll be safe and all that. But he stays outside because he has to put this crystal back in its place and all that. And just the fact that he put her there and he's like, I gotta be the one to put it back and all that. And I was like, damn, like this 10-year-old is literally gonna go sacrifice his life to, protect this temple and all that. And he actually like nearly died. You know, he almost drowned to death, but luckily something happened when he put the crystal back. And I won't spoil it. It's old, but like I won't spoil it. What happens next?
Gonna be like 20 years and
yeah,
5 years, so 15 years pretty much.
Yeah. But yeah, something really cool happens. It's just, you know, that moment I was like, damn, he's a fucking hero. That's awesome. So yeah, the movies, they definitely like hold a special place in my heart. Oh wait, hold on. Did you watch like the remake movie of his first adventure? What was it called? I Choose You. I think that's what it was.
Yeah, that's the one I told you. Like the one in theaters. That's the last one I saw.
Oh, I thought you said Power of Us. My bad.
Dude, that sounds even lamer, dude.
Yeah. Okay. Wait. So you saw that? What did you think about the part where Pikachu talked?
Dude, it's so funny because we went to the movies. It was me, Susan, and like 3 or 4 of my coworkers from Jack in the Box, and we're like, hey, we're gonna go. I was like, yeah, let's go. Like, take Susan because she wanted to see it too. And we were watching it. We went right, and we're like, the movie is good. Like, we were like, I actually liked it a lot. And then just go, what is it like? Because I love you, right, or something like that. And we're like, everyone's like,
Yeah,
we're like, what is that?
No.
we're like, no, don't say that.
Yeah. No, I remember I saw the clip of people reacting to that, and at first I was, hold on, I got a burp.
That's cool.
Okay, my bad. At first I was like, okay, maybe there's an explanation for it. Like there's clearly something going on there. Who knows? Whatever. And then I finally watched the movie, and there's no explanation for it. Like there were so many things happening that I was like, oh, maybe this is gonna happen. Maybe this is gonna happen. No, it's just he just talks. And that's it. Like, I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, dude, I don't know. Like, we were watching it, and I was really enjoying it. And then that happened. I was like, it just threw me off. I was like, I don't want to be here anymore. I was like, Pikachu should not talk.
I know it literally throws you through a curveball. Just it comes out of nowhere. And again, like there were so many things happening that you could have explained it. There's like this powdery thing going on that you could have just let it hit Pikachu or let it hit Ash, and maybe he starts seeing stuff or something. I don't know. Just anything. You could have explained it so easily, and it wouldn't have mattered. It's that was insane. Honestly, holy shit.
Yeah, I was like, nah, I'm good. What I did like about the first one with the one that came out was like when they gave you the new Pokemon card. Did you ever see it in theaters? The original. Although like the very first one. Yeah.
No, I never saw.
So we went. My dad took us, and my parents took me, my brother, and my little brother, and well, they gave you that little. You've seen it, right? That little Mew card.
I don't think so.
No, dude.
I
look it up. Yeah, it's like a Mew card, and it's like in the movie it shows you like we're like looking for Mew, the original Pokemon, and it's like there's like a hieroglyphics of Mew, and the Pokemon was like that hieroglyphic, and it was so sick. And I think my brother still has them somewhere laying around, and like with all his Pokemon cards, they're still there, and I'm just like I don't know where the fuck mine's at, but I want to take his.
I got the ones from the Detective Pikachu one.
Mm-hmm.
just get their live action. Those are pretty cool. I like that. You get their live action versions and all that.
I really liked how they showed the. Yes, and it was all holographic. It was cool. It was really nice.
Dude, that's awesome! Holy shit!
I think a while back. Let me see. I think a while back they were going for like hundreds of dollars, like perfect condition. Like that one was going for hundreds of dollars.
Damn, that's cool. No, yeah, I think my sister said she was a huge fan of Pokemon when she was little, but I don't remember honestly. But I remember she really loved it too. But I don't know. But yeah, for sure the Pokemon movies were always great. At least for me. I'm sure if I would watch them, I'm like, oh man. Actually, I really do want to rewatch some of the old ones. I rewatched what was the first one, the very first one, like a couple of years ago, because my sister got it on DVD. And damn, that scene with when Ash turns to stone, it still hits. Damn.
The tears.
Oh my gosh.
No, like you stop trying.
Stop.
Man.
And again, the
fucking what is it like? Mew just goes Mew, and then Mewtwo is over here like giving. I was like, oh, you're right. Some sophisticated ass like fucking philosophy. I know. I'm a kid. I'm like, what?
I love that. I love people use that as a meme where people go, me hi, talking to my cat. It's like my cat, meow. It's like, you're right.
That's fucking hilarious. Before we move on from Pokemon, what I really liked about Detective Pikachu was like, battling in the city is like illegal, right? I really love like that underground, like they battle underground. I was like, dude, that's so sick, like. And I was like, I really enjoyed that. Like, I was like, at least give me one good Pokemon fight, like pretty much trainer to trainer. And that's it. And then fucking, Ryan Reynolds being all funny, like, get me out of here.
He's trying to like
But yeah. All right. So what were we talking? We were talking about Pokemon and.
You're talking about that. You really like that they added like a battle, like trainer on trainer battle.
Oh yeah, so I really enjoyed like the pretty much like that scene. Oh, and then, well, yeah, Ryan Reynolds just screaming, "Get me out of here!"
Yeah, I was about to say before we got cut off.
Yeah.
I like the part where he was trying to like, what was it, do Thunderbolt or something or Bolt Tackle, and it just looks like he's pooping or something. Just
oh yeah, he's like pushing right.
Yeah, no, but and then oh my gosh, that scene though where they're talking to is it Mr. Mime?
Oh, hilarious!
That whole scene was hilarious. It just again like the way they used the Pokemon in this movie just was so hilarious. I loved it.
Yeah, I really love that scene because when they honestly, I didn't know that was part of the movie because I think they released it before. Like I think they released it as a clip before the movie came out.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, that's funny. You know, that's good advertisement. And when I saw it in the theater, it's like, oh shit, it's part of the movie. I was like, I didn't know that. You know what I really, I don't know if you saw. It was marketing too. They leaked the movie online. So it was like, oh, Detective Pikachu leaked online, and it was like on YouTube or it was like some other link, and it was like an hour and so long. Excuse me. And it was like so long, and it's like, oh shit, it's the real thing. And it's just Pikachu like just dancing for like the whole hour. Did you see that?
Yeah, I think I've heard of it.
Yeah, dude. Because I got home and I was like, hey, they got leaked, and I was like, the fuck is this? It was so funny.
Yeah. Actually, it's not video game related, but there's this one ad for the Lego Movie 2 that they did.
Mm-hmm.
They literally released the whole movie, so you get it in the ads on YouTube ads, just the whole movie for the first one. Hell? The first Lego movie, you get it to prepare for the second Lego movie
as an ad, though, pretty much.
Yeah,
that's so sick.
Yeah, it was cool. But yeah, though, actually, I remember that the Pikachu thing. I never saw it, but people were kind of like, "That's awesome."
That's cool.
The one thing though that I thought that was kind of like, okay, that's insane, was that it was so we're saying Ryan Reynolds is Pikachu, but like he was also a human in that world. He got turned into Pikachu. It's a
complicated spoilers, but, spoilers, guys.
I think we've been spoiling all the movies. It's fine.
Okay, all right then. We'll just make in the beginning, we just be like, there's spoilers in here.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I wanted to bring that up too. Did you see this movie in the theaters?
Yeah.
Was your theater packed or no?
I don't think so.
When I went, there was probably like a handful of people. It was me and Susan for sure, and then maybe there was like at least another like 8 people, maybe like 10, because it was kind of late. And I'll just say this now. So we're watching the movie, we're enjoying it, you know, like in the whole ending's coming up, and like, you know, everything happens, and then he's like, oh, like, you know, just Ryan Reynolds comes out, right? Like he's like, oh, like the dad's body or the dad's mind was like in Pikachu or something like that, right? Along the lines of that. And then like Ryan Reynolds just comes out and he's like, he's a dad, and everyone like, dude, everyone in the theater was like, oh. I'm just like, okay, that's cool, I guess.
Yeah, actually, I do remember people kind of laughed when he came out.
Yeah,
like as his human form, just because it was like, oh, dang, he's really in this movie.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool though.
Yeah, and but there was this flashback that Ryan Reynolds, like his human form, he was hired to capture Mewtwo.
Mm-hmm.
You know that, and I was just like, there's no fucking way that him and this Pikachu caught Mewtwo. Like, there's no way, because he literally did catch it. Like, not obviously not with the Pokeball and all that, but like he caught it, and I was like, out of everything that happened, that was the most like insane thing to me. That just there's no way that he caught up Mewtwo.
You know what part was misleading for me? It was when who was injured? Was it Pikachu? It was like when he saw in Pikachu, right? So it was after they went to the lab, and then they were pretty much they escape and all this, and then like they're going through the forest, like I think it was the Bulbasaur, I think, or like some Pokemon are telling him like, oh, follow us, and I think he's holding Pikachu, and then they're going, and I was like, I look at Susan in the theaters, like, holy shit, like, I was like, it's a fucking forest, it has to be Celebi, because he's in the forest the whole time, and then Mewtwo pops out. I was like, this bullshit. I was like, fuck this.
Yeah. Honestly, I do want to see more Pokemon movies. I especially like, when it was first announced, like a Pokemon movie was gonna come out, people were
Hmm.
kind of like, "Oh, don't do the whole kids going into the world." And at first I was like, "Yeah, that makes sense." You kids going out into the world by themselves, like that's gonna be dangerous because they're supposed to be 10 years old when they go out
Dude, I
and
know,
all that.
right? Like at first as a
Hmm.
kid, I was like, "Oh, that's not that bad." And like now looking at it, it's like, dude, they're 10 years. Like my little nephew's like he's like what 11, and he's dumb as fuck. Like he's not gonna survive out there.
Well, honestly, though, like a party was kind of like, yeah, obviously 10-year-olds are not they're not the brightest and all that,
Hmm.
and it can be dangerous. But I'm also like, I mean, they have the dragons by their side. Like, it can't be that dangerous, right?
But it also depends. I mean, like what was the training called? The little bug trainer. I mean, he has a stupid ass Caterpie, and I'm over here with a fucking like Blastoise. Like, what do you expect? Oh no, I lost. Like, yeah, don't shit, dummy. Like, come on. Like,
I
use
don't know.
your head.
I feel like there's a way you could do it. I don't know. But whatever. I mean, either way, I don't mind them being adults and then they go off into the world. That's cool. Totally fine.
That's what I liked about it too. It wasn't like well, like the video games, it's like, oh, okay, you go to the first three towns. It's like an introduction to like the Pokemon world.
Mhm.
This one was like, okay, well, here's the Pokemon, and then here's this city where like, like everything's already based off of like they've been living there for so long.
Mhm.
That's what I liked it too. It's like it's not just like, oh, okay, cool. Let me get. I feel like it was more for like the Pokemon fans who were like, okay, we don't need the introduction of Pokemon. Like maybe there is that little snippet in the beginning,
Mhm.
but at the same time, it's like, well, here's a world, and like that's it. Like everyone gets along with Pokemon. Pokemon get along with humans and all that stuff. Well, I thought it was pretty cool. And like
Mhm.
honestly, I want to see more. I don't want to see. I mean, it'd be nice to see more of Detective Pikachu. I just don't want to see. But I want to see more because I mean, you could do so much more.
Oh, for
You could
sure.
do like a trainer just trying to do like the whole gym battles and like trying to go into the what is it like the Pokemon League. That'd be so
Mhm.
cool.
I mean, not even that. You can do one on the gym leaders. Like
Yeah.
what does a gym leader have to do in order to give someone a badge? Because I don't think for me, like I don't feel like you don't have to like um the trainer doesn't actually have to beat the gym leader in order
Hmm.
to get a badge. Because like for one thing, if the gym leader has been doing this for years, like how the heck do they lose against like uh
Well, wasn't the whole thing in the anime? It was like about the gym leaders. Is about like the respect that they get from people. I think that was how it was with Brock. Like, I don't. I think he. Well, I think his dad was like the gym leader, but I think he took over because his dad left. But I think people like. I mean, like people weren't gonna tell him no, you can't be the gym leader. But I think they respected him because he was the one taking care of all his brothers.
mm-hmm.
When they really got sick, and it's like it was just like a big responsibility just thrown into him. And I think that's what it was too with what's his name, Surge. I think that's what it was too. And then honestly, like the first anime, like the first season like of Pokemon,
Mm-hmm.
um, I mean, yeah, Ash is fighting like the things, but each gym leader had like a whole backstory, and like honestly, I think they were off. I think they were all just well respected around the town, and they just like, well, this is the gym leader because he's like, who else is it gonna be? Not some like like cocky ass kid or some shit.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's what it is. I mean, I could be
Yeah.
wrong, Susan.
Yeah,
If you're listening, don't kick my ass.
yeah, I mean, the way they become gym leaders, that's actually would be an interesting story to
Hmm.
tell. Like how do you become a gym leader and all that. I know there's I can't remember which gen it was. It was with with a Sceptile and like Blaziken, those starters. I want to say it might be like Gen 3 or 4 or something.
It has to be
Uh,
Gen 3 because Blaziken's in there.
okay,
Yeah.
Gen 3. And that one though, the way they make the gym leaders, if you beat all the other gym leaders and the champion, then you become one. That's one way to do it. But
Oh, okay.
yeah, but I mean, that was just for that region.
Yeah, I
I'm
feel
sure
like it's
with
different
you.
for every. I mean, I feel like every gym would have to be different, but that's a nice concept though.
Yeah, especially because the gym battles on that one in the anime, at least, like it was really cool because you had gym leader that uses flying types, and you actually like had to get a Pokemon that can fly and all that. It's always had to be in the air. And then there was another one where the the um, the battle took place in an entire island, so like the Pokemon can just leave the square, the rectangular
Yeah.
area, and all that, and just go around anywhere. And so they had to use the environment. They got pretty creative on that one. And then the champion, he had was those Reggies, the like Reggie Eyes, Reggie Steel, and all that. And yeah,
Are those legendary Pokemon? I thought they were like only like one of each.
no, they're kind of legendary.
Or are they
Not as
pseudo legendary, whatever that is?
pseudo legendary. It's
Okay,
basically
yeah.
like the background between these. Like there's you rarely see a lot of them and
Hmm.
all that. But just something um about them kind of like forms the world or something. I don't know. I don't
Yeah, I
remember
don't know.
the
I
exact
never like
background.
understood that whole like. Susan was telling me like, oh, there's like legendary, pseudo legendary, and like other stuff, and I'm just like, what are you talking about? Like they're all legendary. She's like, no, they're not, and she was giving me like a whole lecture, and I'm just like, oh, just stop. Like
Mm.
I'm not gonna get it.
Yeah, yeah. But no, yeah, I feel like you just there's so much potential with the Pokemon world and all that. What other adaptations would you like to see? I know we mentioned Zelda, and that like they gotta get that music right or else.
You know what? There's movies in the works right now that I don't think they should be movies. Oh, I mean, yeah, they should. I mean, that's the whole thing with me. Well, we all know like most video game movies like they don't work out. They suck.
Hmm.
Um, and I feel that they're like Uncharted, right? It's like they're trying to cramp in 4 movies of like storytelling into like one movie,
Hmm.
and they're like, oh, let's just get the best parts of each game, put in one movie. But at the same time, it's like, dude, you can like one game could be one movie, or the second game could be like part 2 and stuff like that.
Hmm.
I feel like they're trying to cramp up like a whole bunch of like story information into like a 2-hour film,
Hmm.
and I don't think that's cool because you're missing a bunch of like plot points and stuff like that. Like I said, it all depends on how they do it.
Hmm.
Um, Obviously, it's the same with books being made into movies. One of the great examples is Lord of the Rings being made into movies. I haven't read the books, but like who knows how much crap that they cut from the books and made it into movie. You know.
Oh, for sure.
But what's it called? So like, well, The Last of Us, it's gonna be a TV show. To me, it's like I feel like if you want to make a like instead of making a movie, just make a TV show. Every episode could be like a level of a video game.
Hmm.
You're not missing out on too much information. There's like, oh, especially with The Last of Us, it's story driven. So you're every episode's gonna concentrate on one thing like throughout the game. Or they can change some stuff. That's fine. Um, but it's like, what was a good example? It was in my notes somewhere, but there was a good example where like the game like the Prince of Persia. You know,
Hmm.
I don't know if you've ever seen it. I haven't seen it, but I don't want to see it. But it's just like I don't know. I feel like movies like that, just video game movies, just don't work. Um, it's better just to be TV shows. Have it expanded into like a maybe like 10, 12 episodes and like 40 minutes each, and like just connect with the characters and do all this instead of cramming everything in into like an hour and a half, maybe 2 hour film. Most likely an hour and a half, an hour and 40 minutes, because I'm pretty sure like the longer it gets, people are gonna be like, "Oh, we gotta cut stuff because of budget, and it's like, no, don't do that.
Hmm.
What's it called? But what I've seen, I know it's in the works. There's a game called BioShock
Hmm.
that's really good. I don't know if they want to make. I don't know if they're gonna make the movie because it's been in development for so long.
Hmm.
It also happened with Halo. Halo, like, it was supposed to be a movie for the longest time. This is like years, 10, maybe 15 years, and then eventually it became a TV show. Was it good? Probably not. But I mean, it was like a whole different. Like, it all depends on how you view it. Me as a fan, I didn't finish it, but what I was watching, I was like, I don't want it to be like another Mandalorian, as in the Master Chief taking care of the little girl he was with. I was like, I don't want to see that. Like, I'm done with like babysitting.
Hmm.
Um, but another one that supposedly John Carpenter wants to do a Dead Space movie.
Yeah, I heard that.
That would be fucking awesome. That would be so cool. I mean, it's a horror game, so it's like it's not very that much. It's like, okay, cool, just get to pretty much point A to point B to point C and to the ending. I mean, Dead Space is a really good game. I'm pretty sure they're gonna cut a bunch of shit over it, but I mean, it's horror. Like, that's the whole thing. Like, and especially with that movie, with that game, it's like you don't. I don't think there was a bunch of like human interactions except from the beginning, and then shit happens, and it's only you by yourself, and just like talking to your girlfriend, but like not like face to face. It's more like audio logs and stuff like that, you know.
Okay.
So I feel like that one could work. But yeah, I would rather see what's it called? Video games become more of like a TV show or maybe like an anime. It's been happening recently where video games instead of movies they do like anime adaptations. It's happened with Castlevania, recently with Cyberpunk 2077, and also there was one called Arcane on Netflix. It's League of Legends.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe I forgot about Arcane. Yes.
Okay,
oh.
did you see that one?
Yeah.
Okay, was it good?
Oh, dude, it's amazing.
Yeah, the only reason I don't want to watch it is because of League of Legends, and I associate nerds with League of Legends, and I'm not gonna go that far, you know. No, I'm just talking smack. But it's like I don't know. Well, Arcane did really good. I know it did really good because everyone's like talking about it when it came out. My little brother, he's like a big League of Legends fan, and he's like, "Dude, you need to watch it. It's really good." And I was like, "Nah, I'll watch it later, whatever." Castlevania, the anime series, I heard it's really good, and it was only like what two or three seasons, and I heard it's really good. Cyberpunk 27 has nothing to do with like the main story that I know of so far. It's just like the city, like the city is a character itself as well, and they made a show about the city, and it follows this little kid. I think he's in high school, and he's just going through stuff, and I think I'm on episode 3 or 4 right now, and I'm liking it so far. But and then we'll also The Witcher.
Oh yeah, The Witcher.
The Witcher. I mean, those were books converted into video games, and they made a TV show into them. I think it was mixed reviews with the first season. I never really finished it, but I heard the second season was pretty good. And so, I mean, I feel like you can tell more with you can tell more of a story, or not more of a story, but like let's say that okay, well, he has to do this, but you can get more into depth if you do like episodic episodes, and instead of like, oh, okay, well, he has to do this, let's do it 2 hours. Like it goes more into detail. That's my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, to me, I think it just depends on the game itself. You know.
Yeah, that's true. Because
So,
we were talking about like 60-hour games and stuff.
yeah. No, because I mean, like with Arcane, you know, that one, it's just kind of like a fighting game in of itself, and all you see are characters, and you see their backstory. Like, there's not really much. There's a lot to work on in terms of the world building and the characters, but there's not really much to work on in terms of story. And so with Arcane, though, they like really utilize, you know, the information that they got of the world and try to of the characters, I mean, and try to make a story around that. And also like just the animation itself is so fantastic. Honestly, dude, you gotta watch it. That's like top 5 shows of the year.
Oh my god!
When it came out.
Yeah.
But then also, like, you know, look at, you know, when I think of Legend of Zelda, that one, like, you have a story, you have a like an A to B to C story and all that, but in terms of like wanting to make it into a franchise, you don't really have much to work on. You know, like I don't think you can make a trilogy based on 1 or 2 video games of Legend of Zelda. You know.
But the thing is, it's like with Zelda, right? I mean, most Zelda games, they take 20-30 hours to finish, right? And it's always the simple thing. You know, Temple 1, 2, and 3. And then, boom, get the Triforce, do this, go kill Ganon. Would you rather see that cramped up in 1 movie? Or would you rather see that kind of played out through thoroughly, where they're not kind of rushing every temple? I feel like if they do a Zelda movie, I would rather them do, instead of 1 movie, okay, this is the plan. We're going to make 3-4 movies.
Yeah.
Especially in the beginning, because you have to get the intro. Like, okay, who are these characters? Especially in the movie, they have to introduce like Zelda and like Link, and they have to introduce all the characters. Part 2 would be like okay, well, I feel like part 1 would end with Ganon finally like, oh shit, well, yeah, I'm taking the princess. Part 1's like, okay, what do I do? I mean, movie 2 would be, what do I do? And then just, okay, Temple 1, Temple 2, Temple 3. I feel like if they try rushing everything into like 1 movie, like three temples. Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, you could do different things, but most of the time it's like temples, where he has to do something in a specific place, and that itself is like, when you're playing it yourself, it's like that shit takes a long time. It's like,
Yeah.
and then like to solve all that. But I mean, like you said, like how you said, it all depends on how they do it. The director and like all this. So, like, I mean, if they can pull it off, I'm sure they can pull it off.
It can be
But
done
how
for sure.
hard is that going to be? It's
No,
it's not just making your own vision, but at the same time, it's like, how do you not disappoint the fans when they're expecting you to fail? So it's like, damn, I'm not too sure about that.
Yeah, I mean, it's just tough because you want to put all the fan servicey stuff into a movie, but at the same time though, like, you kind of have to think about, at the long run, if you want to make this into a franchise, you kind of have to like pace yourself. Because to me, I feel like there's a way you can make a story where you're facing off against Ganon, but you don't kill him or defeat him in a way,
to make for the sequel.
Yeah. You can keep him alive and just, either he's a bad guy in the next one, or you just use some other bad guy from other games, and all that, and then maybe eventually he'll come back, but he's more powerful than ever and all that. Like, there's a way to do it. And I remember actually with Mortal Kombat, the newest one, people were complaining that like they didn't do the tournament. There wasn't.
Oh yeah, well that's because they cheated.
Yeah, I mean, I like the way they explained it. It's like, no, let's not wait till the tournament. Let's just kill them off.
We're gonna kick your ass now because you guys don't have anyone.
Yeah,
that was pretty cool.
Yeah, and I mean, for me though, I was like, no, that's actually a really good idea. Like, you have a reason why you don't start the tournament now, and all that, and then you can build up to it, and in that way, like, you can have your heroes fighting the bad guys, killing them off, and then lead up to the tournament itself in the third or fourth movie, whatever. And then but have the tournament though be like, hey, there's like, this is it. Like, you might have fought these other monsters before, but these are like the best of the best. So like right here, it's just, if you die here, they're gonna die forever. It's just no coming back to it. You could have added like stakes to it. So that's why I never understood like the complaint. People were like, oh, why didn't you, it's Mortal Kombat, where's the tournament? It's like, I don't care about I don't care about the tournament itself. I want to see these characters fight.
Yeah, exactly, right. Honestly, like towards the end, I was like, I completely forgot about the fucking tournament.
Yeah.
Like at the very end, where they're like, oh, when they came up with the plan, we're gonna fight this person here, you're gonna fight this person there. Like, I was like, they're doing it. I was just like, dude, like, that's a Mortal Kombat level. That's a Mortal Kombat level. Like, dude, like, this is awesome. And I was like, there was this one where I was like, if he doesn't fucking die like this, I'm gonna be fucking mad. Like, he has to die in this level like this. And I don't remember if he did or not, but
no, but like, I remember when I saw the guy with the robot arms, like
Jax,
when he was like in that bridge fight and all that.
Yeah, that's the level. Like, so like, how did he die?
No, he lived. But,
no, the guy who was fighting, how did he kill him?
Oh, I can't remember. I feel like he might have used lasers from his arms, but I could be wrong. I don't think he has lasers.
Yeah, no, I don't think so either. Because in the game, it's that's the stage, right? It's like that little thing, but like it's you towards the end. I think when he's dying, like you uppercut him, or like that's a fatality too. When it says finish him, you uppercut him and he falls, and he just gets like on the bottom. There's spikes, and he just goes through the spikes. And that's what I was telling my friends. Like, if he doesn't fucking die like that, this movie sucks. And I don't remember if he did or not.
I think he did uppercut him, but I feel like he might have like just beat him to death. I don't know if he fell. But like I remember when they came into the stage, I was like, oh shit, they're like doing the beginning of the battle.
Yeah.
Like they see each other, do a little commentary, and then they get on with the fight. Like that was awesome. I don't think he would have been able to do that if you had the tournament. I mean, you could have been like, okay, we'll set the stage and all that and blah blah blah. But like, I just kind of like that one felt more natural than forced, than having like those two god figures being like, all right, we're gonna send you to a stage, get ready, and like they snap their fingers or something.
In the original movies, or in the first one especially, they actually did have a tournament. So they had the tournament, and it's like, okay, well, it's gonna be Liu Kang versus this person, or Johnny Cage versus Johnny Cage didn't come out. Yeah, I was like Johnny Cage versus There's this scene. His name's, what was his name? Goro. He's the dude with the forearms. So it was like Johnny Cage versus Goro, and it's like, so like, and they're just like in a fucking ring, just like, okay, cool, let's fight. And eventually, but I think the second one, like, it's more of the bad guy actually becoming powerful, and they have to stop him and all that. But yeah, like I said, like the tournament's like, no one cares about the tournament. Like, we just want to see fights.
especially I did like the part to do with the hat. And
Oh yeah,
he kills that one monster by like just splitting it in half basically,
yeah.
and then like he gets the hat back, and he literally says, I don't know, what is it? A flawless
Fatality. Oh,
flawless
flawless
victory.
victory. Yeah,
Yeah, and some people were, I know I saw a reaction video, and everyone watching it, they just went, yeah, it's a flawless victory.
yeah.
that's,
And it's funny
that's all
because
there
like
is
that
to it.
move he did to kill her,
Mhm.
that's an actual fatality.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what I was like. That's awesome. That's cool.
Mm. Yeah, no, it was a fun movie. I really liked it.
Yeah, I mean, it's not gonna win like a fucking Oscar, but it's like it was really enjoyable. That's what I was expecting for it. Like when they announced it too, I was like, well, I mean, it's Mortal Kombat. It's a fighting movie. I'm pretty sure it's not gonna be like super awesome, but as long as the fight scenes are good, then that's good. With like it's like John Wick. It's like as long as the fight scenes are good, the movie's good.
Yeah,
That's all you're going into for the fight scenes and all that, and like the combat. And for this one to me too, I was like, I fucking loved it. That was awesome.
Yeah, and I actually did watch the Sonic movies, the both of them.
Dude, I've been ever since they came out in theaters. I was like, I want to watch them, and I told Susan, let's go, and she's like, I don't want to watch it, and I'm like, oh, okay. And I thought she was messing around. So like recently, I was like, you don't really want to watch this movie, Tom? And she was like, no. And I was like, oh, all right. Then she was like, you don't have to wait for me. You can just watch it. I was like, yeah, but like for me to actually just sit down, watch a movie, like, it's too much work. Yeah. I'd rather just go play a game or something.
No, I mean the first one, the character himself, Sonic, he was really fun. Like the guy voicing him was hilarious and all that. Like he is really funny and all. But the movie itself, it's fine. It's fine. Very much for kids,
Yeah, that's what it kind of seems like it too. But it seems like you're gonna watch it and it's like, well, yeah, whatever.
So yeah,
don't really know how to explain it, but
yeah, I know, I get it. You got to be in a certain mood to watch a movie, but to watch a movie that you're not gonna really like love, but you just kind of like you just want to see it because you're a fan of video games.
Yeah, it's like one of those. It's like you watch it once and you're like, okay, I'm done. And then like if you want to watch it for like background noise, I guess just like watch it. But...
Yeah, it just feels like an obligation. As a video game fan, you feel like you have to watch it and all that, and so. Yeah, you just have to be in a certain mood to watch it and all that.
Yeah.
But other than that though, like the movie itself is just fine. If you like Sonic the games, if you love the character, you might enjoy it. But yeah. I wonder.
There's a what's it called? I'm looking through my notes. Oh, did you ever see the Tomb Raider movies? Like with Angelina Jolie? Those are pretty cool too.
I saw them. I don't remember them.
Dude, same here.
Yeah.
I just remember like the I think it was the first one. There was a scene in the first one. I think it was like in the forest or something like that. Now I was scared. I was like, what the fuck is this? But I would only see clips. I never saw the actual full movie, and I really want to watch it again. But I'm pretty sure it's not gonna be like, oh shit, top movie, But I was like, it's Angelina Jolie. She shoot, whatever. But also, excuse me. Oh my god, I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh, the Resident Evil movies. Did you ever see those?
Resident Evil? No, I haven't.
No, dude. Oh well. I mean, it's like I think the first three were fine. Like the first one seemed more scary than the. I think the first one was probably the scariest one. And like the more it went through, it got more action oriented. But like for the third one, I think that's the most recent one that I remember seeing, and I was like, oh, okay, it's pretty cool, like action scenes, because eventually kind of Resident Evil kind of led towards action scenes. And I was like, well, the characters, and she's like a badass, so I was like, oh, it's pretty fine, it's fine. And then after that, I was just like, this is trash. It's like, oh, I don't want to see this. And then they did like some animated movies, and supposedly they were really good. I still haven't seen them. I think I started one of them. But other than that, I was like, oh, well, this is going downhill. And then they came out with that Netflix Resident Evil show. Have you seen clips of that show?
I saw one clip.
Is it when she's singing?
Yeah.
Dude. That was horrible. I was like, and like I've mentioned it before too. Oh, what I was saying, like, video games should just be TV shows, and not like this, not like this, not in this
like this.
context. This is, I didn't even see it, but I saw like clips on YouTube and like just like the dialogue and all that, like whatever, like the script, whatever they're saying, like what was it? Like I'd rather see. What did she say? She said something along the lines of like, I would rather see furry porn than do this, and I was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
What the fuck?
And then I saw that clip of her dancing, and I was like, what is this? Like, this isn't Resident Evil.
Nah, yeah. I mean, from what I saw, it doesn't seem like they pulled from the games much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, Detective Pikachu is
Probably the best movie.
probably the best movie, yeah, for sure. Best adaptation, honestly, out of everything. But like, I don't like when they take the like the world and just do like put in someone new. Like they did that with Mortal Kombat, the newest one. Like they added like a new character that's not from the games at all, and I mean the character was fine. A lot of people didn't like him and all that, but
Yeah, honestly, I agree with you that one there. And me and my friends talked about it too. They were like, we're like, who the fuck is this guy? And we're like, nah, like maybe it's like one of those like, hey, anyone could be like in Mortal Kombat type of thing, like anyone could like join this tournament. Like you can do like partake. Like I feel like people when they were making it like maybe like the audience can like connect to this guy, or I don't know, something along the lines like that. And I let it slide. I was like, you can have this free pass. I don't give a shit about him because I don't know who he is. But yeah, don't do that again. I was like, don't bring him back for the next one.
And like it's so like with Detective Pikachu, I was like, that's why I brought it up. It's like they took the world of Pokemon, but just made something entirely new. And I mean, but the story was okay enough that like it grabbed me and all. Like and so, but also at the same time though, I think the difference is that people just want to see Pokemon. Really,
Yeah.
and they did that perfectly. With Resident Evil, though, there is a plot. There's a giant plot going on within the games. They're not all connected, but there's. Are they connected?
Oh yeah, they're all connected.
Oh okay, I thought.
No, yeah, it's like this big old. It's like I don't know. I don't know what's going on, but they're all connected somehow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, so like just to add like very new characters and making your own story, that doesn't seem like a good idea. With and then Arcane, that one, I think they did do something different with the character. I don't know the video game much, but like I do think they did something different with the characters, but they used the characters though. So,
yeah.
And I remember there's this one character, what's his name? Richter, I think.
I have no idea. I don't know the game. I don't want to touch it.
yeah. I think that was his name. But like when you saw him in the episode, you don't think much. I don't know anything about it honestly, and it wasn't till the end of the episode where he actually says like, "Oh, I'm Richter," and that if we were a fan of the games, you can go, "Oh my god, that's it." And, it's just. But for me, I was just like, whatever. But like you could, like I said, like they did something new with that character, and for the fans, they probably would have loved it. They probably do love it.
Yeah. There's a movie that's not a video game, but it has to do with video games. You've seen it. I've seen it. It's a book.
Scott Pilgrim?
I have totally forgot about that fucking movie.
Oh my god. No, because I looked up on Google like video game adaptations and all that, and for some reason Scott Pilgrim shows up. And
okay, let's talk about Scott Pilgrim. Let's talk about that one. Have you seen it?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, yeah. If you're a video game fan, you've probably just seen everything that they added onto it and all that. But
yeah,
it's just a super fun movie. Like holy shit,
dude, that movie. Have I told you the story about when I saw that movie for the first time in theaters?
I don't think so. No.
Okay, so I've heard about the movie, right? I saw the trailer and I was like, dude, this looks awesome. Like it's amazing. It's like comic books and video games. So it's like this, fuck it. That's like my whole fucking thing that I'm into right there. And then, so my family was gonna go to San Francisco. They're like, hey, we're gonna go visit one of your aunts in San Francisco. Do you want to go? And I was like, yeah. And so my parents were gonna leave on a certain weekend, and my aunt and uncle and my cousin, they're like, hey, well, we're leaving a week before, do you want to go? And this is like summertime. And I was like, well, yeah, if I can go with you guys, and I mean, might as well spend like a kind of like a week there instead of just like 4 days, 3 or 4 days, with my parents. Yeah, I'll go with you guys. So I ended up going with them, and I think it was like day one. We got there maybe like at 3, 4 in the morning. Fell asleep. We woke up. We're like just talking, and then excuse me. And then they're like, "Oh, we're gonna go to the movies," and we're like, "What are we gonna go see?" And they're like, "Oh, we're gonna go watch The Expandables." Do you remember that one? Have you seen it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So we went, and I was like, awesome. Like this movie's awesome. It's so cool. It's so a bunch of action, and like a bunch of like action movie stars in one movie. Like, dude, this is dope as hell. And then we get out, and then my aunts and my uncles, they're like, okay, well, we're gonna go watch this other movie. And I was like, wait, what? And then they just take off and go into a movie theater. Like they were like just going into theaters, just going in there, right? And me and my cousin were looking at you. He's older than me. I think he was like already like 18 at the time, maybe like a little bit older. I think it was like maybe 16, 15. And I'm looking at him, and he's like, well, what do you want to do? He's like, well, what movie do you want to see? We could just walk in. And I was like, all right, I've never done this before, but okay. And I was like, dude, like, let's go watch Scott Pilgrim. Like, it looks so fucking, like it looks sick, dude. Like, just go watch it. Like, and he's like, all right, fuck it. So we went in, and we just sat down, and the movie had already started. And we're watching it, and it's literally like the scene where like he opens the door, and he goes, ah, and like the light, like it went really it's like in the beginning, so like it was like it flashed, the light flashed, and he's like in a different location. We're like, what the fuck's going on? And we're just like watching the movie, like, dude, we fell in love with it so much. And it was like so sick, and it's just like all the video game references, like when he goes pee, and he, like the little pee bar, and like the Legend of Zelda song, and I was like, what the fuck is this? Like, it's so cool, dude. And damn, I totally forgot about Scott Pilgrim. It's not even a video game; it's a fucking comic book. But there is a video game now, so.
No, it was insane though, because you were like, oh, this isn't like a video game adaptation, and all that. It's like, but it has to do with video games, and it was a book, and I was like, yeah, Scott Pilgrim. Like, you literally were naming everything about it. And I was like,
I was naming a different movie.
What were you naming? Well, sorry. Scott Pilgrim though, like, yes, it is a freaking hilarious movie. Oh my gosh, I started watching it one time, and my dad was next to me. He hadn't seen it, but like he was falling asleep, so I just put it on because whatever. But like in the times that he would wake up, he would watch it and starts like laughing so much and everything, and he's just like, "What is this movie?" I'm like, "Scott Pilgrim." And so he was, from what he saw, he didn't finish it, but from what he saw, like he was really loving it and all that. It was funny. But yeah, it's a great action packed movie. People don't like it because like the just because of the characters. They were like, these characters are kind of bad. Like they're kind of bad people, and I get it. But it's fun.
No, yeah. Honestly, no. That movie is like, it's one of my. I mean, if I would have like a top 10, I mean, it's. I mean, I always throw like movies like, oh, this is my top 10, but I never actually have one. But yeah, no, Scott Pilgrim's up there. Like, I loved it. Susan loves it too. Like, I think what was it? I think I saw it like 2 months ago, and I'm just like, I was cleaning the room, and I just put it on for like background noise because it was like, oh, Scott Pilgrim. I was like, oh yeah, fuck it. Sat down the whole way, and I was like, damn, I really miss this movie. Like, it's so good, and like, oh my god, it's so fucking hilarious. And I like the, what is it, like when he goes oh, like, you think you can do a grindy thing on that rail? He's like, you think I could do a grind? What was it? Sit back and watch. And he's grinding down, and he has like the high score on the top right or the top left, and he just dies at the end. Like, and what I liked about it too is like every time he defeats someone, like the coins pop out, and it's like, oh, like, because like in RPGs you get money and all that. And it's so fucking, dude, I forgot his name. Whoever made that movie, the comics, is so thought on, dude. Like, that guy's awesome.
Yeah,
no, I don't know his name, but yeah.
Have you read the comics?
No, I've been wanting to buy like the actual box set, but I'm just like, I always hold off to the end.
Dude, it is like literally 1-to-1. The exact same thing, the movie and the comics.
No way.
Yeah, I'm not kidding. Like, there's some parts that he takes off. Like, there's this one part where they're like making food, like, this like vegan style food and all that, and they actually like show you like the recipe and all that. Like, they break the fourth wall and go, here's the recipe. This is all you need. But so like stuff like that he takes out, but like everything else, so like it is 1-to-1 dialogue and everything.
What I liked about the movie too is like the music. I really like he's in the band, and I really like their music. It was so stupid, but it's fucking cool. I love that.
That's part where he's battling the twins.
Oh yeah.
That is sick. Holy shit, I love it. It's honestly very anime, honestly, because they're just like they're just playing their instruments, but they're
Yeah.
using as a, to fight and all
And
that.
it's funny because it's like it's a comic book from here in the States, but like the characters have like anime characteristics where like their eyes are all big and like all this, and yeah, there's a bunch of like video game references in the fucking movie, dude. Like the when he gets like the plus the one up, and
Yeah,
he
yeah.
just grabs it and he just kicks ass towards the end, and he's like Scott earned Scott earned the power of self respect, and like he gets the sword out of his chest, and like it gives you like the plus and the minuses and stuff like that. I
Yeah.
thought it was fucking well thought, dude. Like I fucking love that movie. The director Edgar Wright, dude. Props to him. I fucking love him.
No, he was perfect for that movie, honestly. But yeah, what was the movie that you're actually gonna talk about?
Yeah, dude, I'm surprised. Yeah, like I said, yeah, it's a book. Oh, let me see if we can try guessing it. It's a book.
Mhm.
A sequel came out maybe like a year ago. Has to do about video games.
Has to do about video games.
It's VR video games. There's a movie about it. Came out maybe 3-4 years ago.
Wait, the sequel you're talking about, sequel to the movie or sequel to the book?
I'm sorry.
When you said that there's a sequel to it,
To the
there
book.
a sequel to the book? Ready Player One?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I was like, it's not a video game based movie. It's not a movie based on a video game, but it's a like a book it's pretty much like Scott Pilgrim,
Mm-hmm.
But this one actually has to do with video games. So like that's the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Do you like it?
I love the book, the first one.
Mm-hmm.
Second one, there's some problems.
I haven't read the second one. That's the thing.
Okay, yeah. The second book is just some problems. I think he should this was more of a one and done type of story. Sadly, I love the references. Especially this one part in the second book. But yeah, it was okay. But the first one though, I think it's absolutely great. I know people complain about all the references that it makes, but to me it just I mean I understand why, because
Bro, it was like, to me it was just like it's like, well, that's me, like 80 references and video game references and movies with the 80s. Perfect. Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I mean the book's different than the movie, but well, I don't know. I got halfway through the book and I had to return it, so never finished it. But I know like the first I know he gets the first key different in the book than the movie.
Mm. Yeah, no, I mean in terms of the movie, like it's very different from the books, as to like how they get the keys and all that. And the movie, I enjoy it. I really like the video game world and all that, and then just kind of them building up to the last battle. Like I thought it was really fun,
dude. And that last battle, like I was like, I don't care what's going on. I'm just trying to look for every video game reference I can see, and I just see like all the Master Chiefs and like a bunch of like the Battle Toads were there, and I was like, what the fuck are they doing here? And the Ninja, I think the Ninja Turtles were there too. But at this point, it was just like, well, who was it? WB made the movie, right?
Yeah.
I was like, well, they could just pull anything at this point.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. It just I really enjoyed it. When I saw it in theaters, I was like, man, this, ever since the first trailer came out, I was like, dude, this is gonna be fucking awesome. Because it's a movie about just like VR gaming, and I feel like we're slowly like going towards that path.
Mm-hmm.
We still have a long ways to go and all that, but I was like, hell yeah! And I mean, the book's good too. But I was like, hell yeah, I really enjoyed it.
No, I mean, like I said though, like it was fun for me, but in terms of like adaptation. I think they did kind of fail at that, which sucks because the author was like, he was working on the script and all that with the director.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
And so just the fact that he kind of like just didn't feel like he got it right kind of made me sad about it, because with the game though, I mean with the book, with the book, it is all about playing it with others. Don't play the game by yourself, but also don't play the game of life by yourself and all that. And then there was a moment, slight spoilers in the book, but there's this one part in the book where he goes into a movie, and the more you like say the lines right, the more points you get, and if you get more points as you like do certain actions and all that. And one of the movies that he goes into was uh, Monty Python and the Holy Grail, and so he's saying, the main character, he's saying all the dialogue, he's getting points, but at the same time though, his friends, the one that you see in the movies, the one that he's been playing with, they're listening to him recite the lines, and some of them start reciting the lines too. And so so one of them is able to like, it's a funny movie, so if you like say it right, it can be hilarious. So one of the friends starts reciting lines, and he starts laughing as he's playing the game, and so he's losing points as he's doing
because
it.
he's laughing, right?
Yeah, because he's like, he's not doing what he's supposed to be doing.
It's not the script. Yeah.
Yeah, it's all, he's going off script and all that. But he actually says, but at that point I didn't care. I was pretty far ahead on points. I can lose some and all that. And then what was it? It was, I think it might have been that line too. It's just at some point he didn't care about playing the game. He was just enjoying being with his friends in that moment, and that's kind of like the whole point of it. And this one though, it mainly focused on the fact that they don't want corporations to take over the stuff that they love.
That was the whole point of it, right? Like, is what was that company called? Like they want to buy it, so pretty much just make it like subscription based instead of being it free.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, I'm pretty sure they're like, nah, we the fuck that.
Yeah, I mean, it's a cool concept for a bad guy, especially like in that world and all that.
Yeah,
it's just, I didn't like that was kind of the focus on it. Just like, don't take away our freedom and all that. It's like, but so yeah, but I mean, either way, like I was saying before, in terms of the book, people don't like the references that they make, but I feel like it's kind of different just because. Yes, there's a lot of references in the book and all that, but they still utilize them in a way. Like this one piece of dialogue people don't like is when he's going to a party, and he's describing his car that he's using to get there.
And the book or in the movie?
In the book.
Okay, yeah.
He has like, it's the DeLorean that you see in the movie, but like he tricked it out with some like Knight Rider stuff and some other stuff.
Yeah, he like customized it, right? Yeah.
Yeah. And
I remember seeing. Honestly, I remember like, because when I was reading the book, I remember reading into the I was comparing the whole scene, like the nightclub,
mm-hmm.
and in the movie, R2-D2 is not DJing, right?
No, I don't think.
No, and in the book, I think R2-D2 is DJing. It's all right there. I was like, ooh, let's see R2-D2, and I was like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, no, I highly doubt they could have gotten the rights to that. But I mean, there's still that one guy that I co-owned the VR world and all that. What was it? I can't remember the game that it's called, but the guy who like co-created the game world and all that, the VR world.
Oh, okay, yeah.
He at one point he does DJ in the club and all that, and so they kind of got that.
Yeah.
But yeah, just so that little paragraph from the book, people always use that as a way to be like, look how shit the writing is. But I'm kind of like, for one thing, this is something I would probably do if I, if I was capable of just getting whatever I wanted from every franchise that I got. It's something that I would do. That's why I like the little paragraph. But also though, he does use it later on, saying that he has like a cloaking device on it or something. And so they do utilize the references that they make. It's not just like, hey, here's this reference and that's it. Move on. Mm-hmm. And then there was another part. What was it? Well, my other like favorite part. Well, actually, I don't want to spoil that part. I know.
Just go over it. Fuck it.
Nah, it's fine.
Oh my god. Where he spoiled? What was the other movie we spoiled earlier? Detective Pikachu.
Yeah. But yeah, no, that one's it's a great book. I do think people should at least give it a shot and read it. I don't know.
No, yeah, I want to finish it for sure.
Mm-hmm. So, did you ever see the Tomb Raider movie, the newest one?
No, I didn't see it. I saw the trailer the first time, and I was like, I'll see how it goes.
Mm-hmm. That one, I enjoyed it. I really liked it. Yeah, it was. It had really really good action, honestly. And then I liked the myth stuff that they went about. I never really played the game much, so like I don't really know how it works.
Oh
But
yeah,
like,
so she's an archaeologist.
mm-hmm.
Her father is too, and like so that's what she is too.
Okay, so like they get to like certain mythologies and all that, and I really liked how they kind of did a twist on the mythology that they were investigating on, and so that one was kind of fun. Some people they don't like it as much, but I thought it was fine. There was supposed to be a sequel, but for some reason they're just taking forever on making
Yeah,
it.
I remember them saying that there was gonna be a like a sequel for the first one.
Mm-hmm.
And now that you mention it, I thought it came out a long time ago.
No, the first movie came out a long time ago, but for some reason they took forever to make it, and then for some reason they're going to uh, uh, they're gonna go with a different actress. Yeah, yeah, which sucks because the actress in the first one she wants to come back. So I don't know.
Did you ever
But,
see the Silent Hill movies?
no.
So, I mean, do you know what Silent Hill is?
No, not really.
No.
Actually.
So it's pretty much just like a horror game.
Mm-hmm.
It's like from the PlayStation 1. Pretty much Resident Evil came out, Silent Hill came out, and it was like like the top two horror games, and then Silent Hill just kind of fell through, and they've been trying to. Oh, whoa! Fun fact. They were trying to make like Silent Hill was trying to make like a return to like the video games,
Mm-hmm.
and they were getting. I think I talked about it already, but they made that demo called PT, and it was Hideo Kojima, from Metal Gear, and the main guy was gonna be the guy from Walking Dead. What's his name?
The main guy.
Not the main guy. What's his name? He's Norman Reedus.
Oh, okay.
So it was gonna be him like starring in it, and then Guillermo del Toro. Like all three of them were gonna be working together. Well, more Hideo Kojima and Guillermo del Toro for the story and all that, but he was the main actor. And then some big old thing happened with Kojima and Konami, and Kojima got fired, and there was a big old backlash. It was crazy. It's like a big old scandal thing. Not scandal, but this is like a big old thing. But they were supposed to like reinvent Silent Hill, and with that demo, fucking scary, dude. It was fucking scary. But yeah, so Silent Hill, they made two movies, one in 2006, one in 2012. The first one, I mean, I saw it and I was like, well, like, video game movies aren't the best. So I was like, it's not. In horror movies, most of the time they flop. And I was like, they put both in. It's like, it wasn't that good. But there were some scenes where I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. And then like the second one is like, oh, we're gonna make a second one 6 years later. And you look at the trailer and it's just like the same thing. It's like, dude, this looks like crap. And then they just there's like not a boss, but there's like a villain. His name's Pyramid Head. He's like a big old like metal sheet like on his head. It looks like a pyramid.
Yeah.
And you just see him like on a what is it? Merry-go-round, just like on a bike thing. And I was like, what the fuck is this shit? I was like, I'm not gonna watch that shit. Like it looks like crap. But yeah, I was like, the first one came out, and I was like, right there, and I was like, man, video games suck. I mean, well, not not video games suck. Like the movies, that I was like they just suck. And then it just like it proves me right, like just make something else, just make a TV show, I guess. But then there's also like animated movies that I've seen but don't really remember. But like the one I remember a lot was Final Fantasy: The Spirits Within.
I saw one Final Fantasy movie it's on Netflix. Kingsglaive.
The King's what?
Kingsglaive.
Kingsblade.
Yeah. Kings and then with a G.
Oh, Glaive. Okay.
Yeah. It says Final Fantasy 15.
Oh, okay. So I haven't seen this one, but I mean, it has to do with Final Fantasy 15, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
I still haven't passed the game.
Well, actually, that movie was actually really good. I kind of
Oh,
liked
really?
it.
You liked it?
Yeah, the animation was really awesome, honestly. Mm.
Yeah. So with the Final Fantasy one, like with the Spirits Within, that's the one that actually got me more into Final Fantasy. Or like, because I knew it was a video game, but I was like, oh, that's what Final Fantasy is about. But then I didn't know that Final Fantasy like it was like a series, like a franchise that like every game was like a different story, like different time periods and stuff like that.
Mhm.
This one was more based on the feature, and that's why I liked it a lot. I was like, what the fuck? And I remember like the scene that I remember like most in my head was like some guy in space, like a space station, and just shooting like a gun,
Mm.
like in that space station, like the bullet just like you see the fire come out, and like the bullet just like slowly like traveling up.
Mm.
And I was like, dude, that's so cool. Like Final Fantasy is awesome. And then I remember playing the game. It's like, what the fuck is this? Like, why am I a fucking knight? Like, I should be in space. But uh, there's this one, Final Fantasy VII Advent Children, and it takes place after the events of Final Fantasy VII, like the game.
Mm.
And I remember like the movie came out, and I was like, fuck, like we really wanted to watch it. And then one day I came home from school. I'm already like, I think I was like in 7th grade, I think. And I come home, and I walk in, and there's this girl in my living room talking to my older brother, and like on the couch. And I was like, hey, and they're like, hey, what's up? And they're like, and I'm looking at her, like, oh, okay, what's up? And it was my neighbor. That's the same age as my brother, but like I don't really see her. And I was alright with her. And then my brother, I believe he was like, oh, go to the room. So I go to the room, and I just see like this disc, like a one of those discs where you can burn music into.
Mm.
And I was like, what the hell is this? And they just said final. It said FF V11 Advent Children. I was like, shut the fuck up, like nah. And it was a DVD burn disc. So I just put it on the I put it on the DVD player, and it just starts playing. And I was like, shut the fuck up. And then my parents were in the room. She's like, hey, be quiet. And I was like, dude, what the fuck? Like, dude, this is fucking Final Fantasy VII. Like, it's the movie. And so we're watching. And like, I think in Japan it played in theaters. So where it's like a bootleg, just like the camera like wasn't like half of it was half gone. And I'm just watching it. Dude, it's fucking awesome. And then when it finally came out in here in the States, my brother was like, I'm gonna buy it day one. He told my parents like, let's go to Target, like they have it there. So we went to Target, and then we're looking at the shelves, like, dude, they don't have it. And he's all like, nah, they have to have it, keep looking. And he's about to give up, and I was like, nah. I remember this correctly too, because I'm the one that found it. And I was like, wait, let me go ask. And then I just go to like I go to like we're at the electronics, so I just go to like where they have like a, what's it called? Yeah, checkout place there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they have them over there too, but here in All Central they have it. And I just asked the guy that's working. I was like, hey, like, do you guys have Final Fantasy? And he's like, oh, let me check. And he just goes, yeah, we have the last one. And I was like, Ruben, they have the last one. And he's like, what? And he comes running. He's like, fucking, we got home. And I was like, we're watching it. And I mean, I've never played Final Fantasy before. And I'm just like, yeah, I know who these characters are. Oh, I mean, I knew the famous ones, like, Cloud, Sephiroth, and all that shit. But like the minor characters, I was like, who the fuck are them? And I was like, why is there a talking dog? And but yeah, dude, that movie is so sick. And then it's like the final. I'm sorry, I'm just gonna spoil it because it's so fucking good. And it's the whole point is like, I mean, Sephiroth is gone, right? And then the guys that are trying to bring him back, one of them, he like, there's this liquid, and it's supposed to be like mother. He drinks it, and then like he's like falling, and like Cloud is fighting him, and then dude, it's so fucking epic. And then like he blocks his attack, and like there's just like a long sword, and he transforms into fucking Sephiroth. And I was like, what the fuck? And like with the long sword, and then fucking Sephiroth's theme just starts playing, dude. And I was like, dude, that's fucking awesome. And I was just like, yeah, this movie's awesome.
Nice. So yeah, I think that's all, like video game. Well, I saw Angry Birds.
Was that that was a movie, huh?
Yeah. It was fun.
How was that?
Yeah, it's just fun. the characters were funny and all that. And then I did like the reference. So when it gets to the part where they're finally like doing the game stuff, you know, where they're shooting the birds and all that, I did like that they reference the fact that they'll go, it's like, oh, it's like you guys got to aim it right. It's like, okay, just like focus on one, like what you did before, and then just change it afterwards, because that's what you do with the game. It's like, okay, this is what I did it. Maybe if I go higher and all that. I like that they added that reference to it.
That's so funny, dude.
Mm-hmm. And then but Rampage. Mm-hmm.
Dude, okay. I never saw the movie. I always wanted to see the movie because I love Rampage. As a kid growing up, dude, just Rampage.
Mm-hmm.
It was so fucking awesome, dude. But I never saw the movie. How was it?
It was fine.
Yeah, no, you're like,
yeah. It's giant monsters fighting each other. If you like that, I think you'll enjoy it and all that.
Oh, okay.
Dwayne Johnson's in it, and I like Dwayne Johnson. I think he's always a funny actor, so he was pretty cool.
Hey, that's what I told all my friends. Is like, who would have thought that Dwayne Johnson was gonna be like I mean, who would have thought that The Rock was gonna be like one of the biggest movie stars like in the whole world? Like, because he was just like a wrestler, and it's like, I don't know, like, I mean, his first movie was fucking the Scorpion. I mean, I think the Mummy 2. I think when he was like the Scorpion King, and then he made the Scorpion King, and after that, he just like blew up somehow.
Some movies I still want to watch. Was Monster Hunter, the Assassin's Creed game.
Oh, Monster Hunter. Yeah, I forgot about that movie too.
That movie. I mean, there's this one movie, Werewolves Within.
That's recently, right?
Yeah, it was pretty recent.
I saw a list about like, because I looked it up too, and I was like, Werewolves Within, it's pretty good, and it has like the highest grossing, like I think like the highest grossing Rotten Tomatoes score of video game movies, and I was like, what the fuck is this? And I saw the box art of the original game. I was like, dude, that game's fucking old. They made a fucking movie about this.
Yeah,
but I heard it's pretty good.
That's what was pretty crazy about the movie, is that not many people know about the game itself. They they don't know it's a adaptation and all that, and I think I've heard some pretty good things about the movie.
Yeah, I heard it's pretty fun, but I mean, where I read, I don't know anyone that's seen it or not, so
yeah.
But I was like, it should be good. Another fun mention too is a Street Fighter. They made a live action movie a long time ago, and I saw it on I mean, it's dumb, you know. I saw it in I don't know if you know, it's called G4 Tech TV.
No,
it used to be a channel back then. It kind of came back recently, but I think they're kind of gonna shut down. But yeah, they used to have like a series that says movies that don't suck, and they would always play like movies that don't suck. And so that's the first time I saw Fight Club and all that, and like they put Street Fighter, and I was like, what the fuck, Street Fighter? And I saw it and I was like, man, this sucks. But I think it was like back then it was like, oh, it's a cult classic, because like if you like video games you'll like this. And I was like, I guess whatever. You know which one I never saw either too? It was Warcraft.
Oh yeah, I did.
The World of Warcraft one, yeah.
Because they were making it big. At least they tried to.
Yeah, and that's one of those movies that was like in development for like the longest time. I think when World of Warcraft maybe like was like 3 years in, they're like, we need to make a movie about this, and then it came out and it just kind of flopped. Yeah, I want to see it just because it's like, well, fuck it. I mean, it's pretty much just like fantasy, you know. But I never got around to it, and it's just like, people were like, it's not that good. My coworker too, he was like, because he goes to the movies a lot, and he's like, yeah, you know, it's not that good. But he loves movies. He doesn't like video games. So I was like, do I really trust you though? So, but yeah, and then also, did you see they're making a Dungeons and Dragons movie?
Oh yeah. Well, okay. Well, okay. So let's just talk about one more thing, and then we'll get into like some trailer stuff. So, did you ever see that documentary? I think it's just called Video Game on Netflix.
I don't think so.
Yeah, there's a documentary. Let me look it up real quick. Sorry. Video. Okay. Oh no, it's called High Score. My bad. High Score, and it's basically a documentary about the history of video games. You know, certain competition, the rivalry between the NES and the Genesis, and all that. They get into that. They got into the sound design of video games. You know, like the old types, and all
Yeah,
that,
like
that kind of stuff. And
yeah,
they get into like how they got into that and all that, and then so like each episode is just different genre of video games. The fighting games, like they get into Mortal Kombat and all that, and then the what is it like the NFL games, those type of ones.
hmm
They get into it, and just it's a really really good documentary. Honestly, you should watch it. If like it's so worth it.
No, yeah, I've
Um,
heard it before. It's just it's like with me, it's like I was like, oh yeah, I need to watch this, and then I get home right from work, and I'm like, I've been studying all day. I'm gonna sit down. And it's like, you know what sounds good? Some video games.
yeah. But honestly, though, I think this is out of everything that we've talked about that I recommend it. I think this is the one that's kind of like worth watching,
Yeah.
at least for you. Cause,
No, yeah, I'll check it out. Yeah, no, I've heard of
Mhm.
it before. I think one of my cousins or one of my brothers like, oh, you should try it. Check. I don't think they finished, but like, oh, you should watch it because I think it's pretty good. But no, yeah, I have heard of it, and oh my God, it's only 6 episodes long. That's fucking short.
Oh yeah, it's short, but they're good. And I think they did get into Doom, like the history of it, how they worked, and
That's another movie that we saw in theaters. Doom. They made a Doom
nice.
movie a long time ago,
Mhm.
and I remember I was like, we went with my mom and dad and my brother, and I think it was my two brothers, and then we were watching it, and like I'm like a kid, right? I'm fucking scared like shitless.
Mhm.
I'm scared shitless, and I was like, whatever, like, whoa, whatever. I'm just there sitting there, like I'm so scared, and then I think my little brother he was scared, so he told my parents like, I don't want to see this anymore, and then they asked me, they're like, do you want to like, hey, we're gonna take him out. Do you want to go? And I was like, oh yeah, I guess. And I just like, yeah, whatever. And it's like I stepped out, and then dude, we made it pretty much like more than 75% of the movie, and then that's when they took us out.
Mhm.
And then I remember we bought the movie on DVD, and when I was like, well, I'm gonna watch it, dude. I was like 3 minutes away from like the best part of the fucking movie, and it's like when it turns into like first person point of view, and he's just like
Yeah.
killing demons like that, and I was like, fucking shit, I missed that on theaters. I
Mhm.
was so mad.
Dang.
I was like, stupid scaredy cat.
But yeah, no, that documentary, it's so worth it. So the trailers. So yeah, so you brought up The Last of Us, uh, saying like that they put into a show. Are you excited at all for the show?
I'm not like I'm not like super excited for it. I am excited for it. Don't get me wrong. I want to see it. I'm just kind of tired of them telling the same story over and over again.
Okay.
Because they've done the remake, they've done the remaster, they've done like the new remake, and I'm just like like you keep telling the same story over and over again. And don't get me wrong, it's a great story. It's even better for those people that don't play video games and they want to like if you don't see my mother-in-law, she doesn't watch video games. She watches a bunch of movies. She watches a bunch of TV shows. I want her to see this TV show just because of it's so good, dude. Like the story is so great.
Yeah.
And that's what I was kind of hoping too with the Halo series as well. But like it's way different. This one for sure I know it's gonna stick to the roots of like the actual story because Neil Druckmann, one of the writers of the actual Last of Us, he's like, I'm heavily invested in this. I say what goes and what doesn't. So I know they changed like I think like one or two scenes from it, but from what I saw, I know they're sticking to the actual story, and it's so like I saw it and I was like, dude, this is fucking perfect. Like this is good. And the reason I don't want them to do the same story over and over again is because they already have the world built, like the world's built, like it's set several years after the infection outbreak and all this stuff. They can easily just make something new.
Yeah.
And that's what I was kind of hoping for, but no. But at the same time, it's like I'm not really mad about it just because hey, I enjoyed the story so much, and the video game, I want to see it. I don't really want to see it in live action, but like what I saw, I was like, hey, well, we'll just have to wait and see if it's actually good or not.
Yeah.
So I am excited for it, but at the same time, it's like I wish it was like kind of different.
It's just getting it's just getting repetitive for you at this point. And then you mentioned before that like you're kind of getting tired of the whole adult man taking care of a child and all that.
Oh, not in this one.
Yeah,
Not
I
in
mean,
this one.
I know in this one, like, it's the story is good
Yeah.
in this one, but like it's still the same thing. So
Yeah, that's what I
can
liked
understand.
about. That's what I liked about part two too. Sorry, part two, because I thought it was gonna be kind of the same, where you have a
Mhm.
companion, but then something happens and you're by yourself, and I was like, what? Like, awesome, finally.
Yeah.
And that's what bothered me with Halo, because it's Mandalorian did it, and I think another show did it too. And then Halo was like, oh, I was like, oh, it's Master Chief, let's go kick some alien butt. And then he's like, the first like couple episodes, he's like babysitting like some, like he's transporting someone to over there. And I'm like, no, like I see this in the Mandalorian, like don't give this to me. And but yeah, I'm like I said, I'm excited for the show. We'll just have to wait to see how good it is.
Mhm.
I mean, and then actually, like, the Mandalorian is gonna be in the show.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's funny. But yeah, actually, I haven't seen the trailer for the show because like I really want to play the game and I just don't want anything ruined for me. So I don't know if I am gonna watch the show when it comes out. Hopefully by then, maybe I have played the game, but we'll see. Mm-hmm.
when does it come out though? It comes out. Oh, it comes out next year. Oh my god, next year! I thought it was gonna come out this month for some reason.
Oh, okay. I thought it was gonna be in a couple months. So yeah, I have time.
It just says 2023. But honestly, like what they showed in the movie, on the movie, in the trailer, they filmed a lot. I think they finished filming already.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's like, I mean, because I'm watching and I'm just like, oh, that's from this part of the game, that's from this part of this game, and they showed some stuff from like later on in the game, and I was like, holy shit.
But yeah, and then you mentioned the Dungeons and Dragons trailer. That one does look really fun. I kind of like the whole bringing people together, and they gotta save the world and all that. And Chris Pine, he's hilarious on it in it. So yeah, and then I like that little reference. What is it? He also plays the lute or something like that, like this little guitar thing. And so he's the, what is it? The bard of the group, but also the leader. And it's just kind of fun that they reference it because the bard's supposed to be like just use his character, but they combine him with the leader of the group.
I don't know about useless, but okay. What's it called? Oh, that's another thing too. It's like well, I said how like video games should be more of a TV show, like episodes, to get more of the story in there. I feel like with this one especially, it's Dungeons and Dragons. Have you ever played D&D?
No.
No. Okay, it sucks. No, I'm kidding. I don't know. I just can't get into it. But I feel like, I mean, D&D is always different. I mean, it's all up to the dungeon. They make the story and all this stuff. Like hey, you guys are gonna go into this dungeon. This is what happens. I feel like D&D has that exception where it's like it can just, okay, this is all the information you need and that's it.
Yeah.
And just because it's always different every time you do something, it's always different. I tried playing D&D like maybe twice or 3 times with like some of my friends and my brothers and my cousins. Excuse me. And yeah, it was always like different stories. Like, oh, we're gonna meet with this guy, and who the fuck is that? Like, yeah, I always thought it was like one continuous line. You're only doing like missions of specific, like, oh, we're gonna do a mission of this, but like, no, it's a completely different. It's like you make up your own thing, and that's it. And I feel like this one's gonna work if it doesn't, like, if they don't fuck it up, because they can like just do like a bunch of like D&D movies like that. I'm pretty sure if they do like if it does work and they do a franchise, it's gonna be one of the same characters, like Chris Pratt and all them, just because they already have them. But I feel like they should expand on it. Like, okay, let's do Dungeons and Dragons this, and then Dungeons and Dragons like a different title. It would always be D&D, the Wrath of something, D&D, the Loot of someone, whatever. I feel like it would be like different stories and all that, and I feel like everyone's gonna enjoy it. I mean, that's my personal opinion, just because that's how D&D works. But
yeah,
I mean, this is the industry of movies, and everyone wants to see the same character all the time.
Yeah, I mean, actually, if they do, I don't mind if they keep Chris Pine and I can't remember the other actresses.
It doesn't matter. It's Chris Pine, dude. That's all you need.
Yeah, but like if they keep those two like in the franchise, but like every other character is different, just to kind of like give something different, as different class, a different race of characters and all that.
Yeah,
just to kind of like keep them fun and interesting. I hope they just do that if it does become a franchise.
Well, hopefully.
So the Mario movie came out. You know, we talked about the Super Mario Brothers movie, the original, the first live action one,
Yes.
and it didn't do so well. And I think Nintendo went like, I'm not doing, we're not doing adaptations anymore. It's but they're back, and this movie though was, for me at least, putting me on the roller coaster, because when they first announced it, I was like, ooh, good luck, because you know they don't adaptations don't work.
Dude,
But
same. First of all, I thought about like, why are they making one, and why are they teaming up with Illumination?
I was gonna bring that up.
I was
I
like,
liked
why
it.
them?
Yeah, I love that they were going animation, because I feel like the world itself of Mario just it's not gonna work live action at all.
No, yeah, of course.
Yeah, like, I don't think anyone can make it into live action. But then they announced that it was gonna be Illumination, and I was like, fuck, you know. And their style of animation can work for Mario's world. It's just I don't like their movies though. It's just the Despicable movie was fine. I never really cared for the sequels. I don't care for the Minions movie, and
Yeah, I mean that's all they've done, right? It's just like the Despicable movies and the Minions.
no, there's also Sing, Secret Life of Pets
Oh.
and all that, but
Okay,
it's just
never
their
mind. I
style.
thought it was just those. Okay, now I get.
Mhm.
Okay, now I see the
And
page.
yeah. So, but like you could, but when I bring those up, though, you can see like the animation style in their studio, and just you know, again, it can work for a Mario movie. It's just their stories themselves aren't just they're not that great. And so my only worry though was that you know if it becomes successful, is Nintendo gonna stay with Illumination? You know, because like I said, like I want to see a Legend of Zelda movie, but if it's going to be animated, DreamWorks is like it's where to go.
Mhm.
I feel like they're the ones that can make the world look so great and all that.
But hear this. Does Universal own DreamWorks?
I think
Because
so,
of Universal. What's it called?
but they also are do work with Illumination though. That's the thing.
Oh, okay,
So,
gotcha. Yeah, because I was like, I don't think they'll bring it. They'll do that because of uh, the Mario Land that's coming out in what's it called?
Universal Studios.
The park, Universal
Yeah.
Studios. Yeah, I was like, oh my god, what's it called?
Mm-hmm. Have you seen like the one in what is it, Japan? Like how it looks.
Dude, it looks sick.
I know. I'm so excited.
I want to
to-
go so bad. My
Duh.
friend, one of my closest friend, she went to Halloween Horror Nights,
Mhm.
and I was like, oh, so like, how was it? Like, did you go to the park before? She's like, oh yeah, and then she's like, here, look, and she's like, look what we saw, and she was like showing me like photos, and she took a bunch of pictures from like, she was like up there somewhere where you can see like Mario Land,
Mm.
and she's like, look what they have, and I was like, dude, this fucking sick.
No, yeah. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I'm gonna love that place for sure.
Dude, same.
Um,
And she was telling me like, get the annual pass now so you can go. And I was like, well, yeah, that's true, but it's like, are there gonna be blockout dates? Because I'm pretty sure there are. And she's like, well, it doesn't say here. It's like, yeah, now, but like later on, dude, it's gonna be packed.
I'm gonna wait a couple months to go because you know.
No, yeah. If
the
anything,
day
like
opens,
if we go, it's not gonna be like opening day because I mean, dude, it's gonna be packed.
hell no.
I want to say maybe like late, next year or maybe like August or like September and stuff like that. Dude, we can go for your brother, for you and your sister's birthday.
Dude, hell yeah. I still need to go. I still haven't seen the Harry Potter world and all that.
Dude,
still need
same.
to go
That's the one I
for
get the
that.
annual pass.
I want to go for that first, and then
Mhm.
once it opens, I'll wait a couple months and then go for Nintendo Land. Yeah, but then so for the Mario movie, so yeah, that was my worry. Just I don't like Illumination at all. But and then they announced the cast, and then I had more problems.
More problems?
Yes. Chris Pratt, not my first choice. For Mario. Now, here's the thing. I don't know who can voice Mario. I really have no idea who. So I'm really hoping Chris Pratt, you know, surprises me. And who knows. But then the rest of the cast. Anya Taylor-Joy as Peach. That was actually my fan cast for a live action Peach.
Who?
Anya Taylor-Joy. She was in Split.
She is cast, right?
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
playing.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay.
She's playing Peach, and so that one, for her, I was actually very excited because because I thought if they make it a live action Mario movie, she can actually play Peach for sure. uh, but yeah, so yeah, I'm excited about her. But then everyone else, who was it?
Jack Black comes out
Jack Black. Jack Black.
as Bowser.
I really like that idea
Mm-hmm.
because I feel like he can do it. His voice just it still didn't feel like his voice. That's the thing with the rest of the cast. Their voices, like their real voices, just doesn't fit with the character and all
Yeah.
that. Especially like hold on, let me look up the cast. Mario movie.
Charlie Day as Luigi.
Charlie Day, like he has like a squeaky voice. It can work for Luigi and all that. But then Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong.
What?
Yeah,
I didn't know that one.
yeah, and well, for one thing, why hire an actor for Donkey Kong? I don't think Donkey Kong should talk at all. So
That's true.
and so that worried me. Then Keegan Michael Key as Toad, that one worried me. uh, so yeah,
Yeah, that one they worry me too because I mean Toad has like that weird.
he has a raspy voice, and so
It's raspy and it's kind of high pitched, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that was like,
So yeah, the cast was really worrying me. I was like, this doesn't fit at all. I don't like it. But then a poster of the Mario movie came out, and right away I was like, "Ooh, Illumination's putting in work on this." You know, just the level of detail within Mario's clothing and all that. Like you can see the, um, like the material. I don't know how to explain it, but like the. It's just there was a lot of details within his clothing already, and then the world itself. I was like, "Oh, they're doing something different." I love the little mountain, and you see the castle on top and all the pipes and everything. There's actually stores within this world, and the toads are working on each and every one of them. You know, people were really analyzing, you know, what was in this poster and all that. So, just from the poster alone, I'm already like, I was getting excited for it because, like I said, Illumination is putting in work. And then now finally we got the trailer, and they did something different with the characters' voices. You first see Jack Black, you know, he's Bowser, and you know he made his voice a bit deeper. I don't know if they changed it, you know, in post. But you know he's changing his voice. You can still see, you can still hear him in some in some parts. Like he goes, and who's gonna stop me? It's just like,
yeah.
okay, Jack Black came up, but like in the beginning though, he's just like, I will not. And it's just, you could tell he's changing it. And so yeah, and then later on you see Toad, and yeah, again, this actor too, he also changed his voice for it. And I still would have liked the raspiness in it, but I think he's already doing a great job with it, especially because the way that he he came out. It's just, don't touch that or you'll die. I was like, oh no, well, this is perfectly fine. It's already working for me. But Chris Pratt though, we didn't get much, but like you can tell that it's
you can
him.
barely. He says like one line, and I know people were already mad about that. What's called the Mario voice actor wasn't cast. And it just because he's like, I mean, he's been doing it for so long, you know. And they were like, oh, Chris Pratt, like, what's he gonna sound like? And when he came out with his, when the trailer came out, I was like, you know what I thought about a lot too was the original Super Mario Brothers, because it looks. I mean, he goes in there and he's like, where am I? Or something like that, and they're like, oh, like, let's go. I'm like, oh, okay. And so in the original movie, it was like Mario and Luigi, these two plumbers from Brooklyn, and they get transported into like the Mushroom Kingdom. Like it was like a port. I guess it was like a portal. I believe. I forgot what it was, but I was like, that's what I'm thinking now. Is like, is it gonna be live action Chris Pratt going into like a tunnel and then just come out there? And he's like, oh, what the fuck? Like, where am I? And then he has like that Brooklyn or New Jersey accent because I mean, supposedly like back then in the original movie, they're Mario and Luigi, they're immigrants from Italy and they go into Brooklyn. Like his whole, that's how they came to America, like his family and all that. Yeah. That's why they have the accent. And it's like he has this accent here, so I'm just like thinking like, is that how it's happening, or like what's going on? But it's
Mm-hmm.
like I'm not too sure if that's true or not because they're just rumors, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, huh.
Mm-hmm. No, I do think they're gonna go for the comes from another world angle, just to
Mm-hmm.
kind of, because I mean the Mushroom Kingdom, that you're gonna need some serious world building in order to
Yeah.
explain how it works. So I think that's the best way to do it. Um, but I don't mind that. Like I said, like I mentioned in the beginning, like I don't mind that kind of thing. Just if you needed to explain the world and all that. But just the trailer itself though doesn't really tell us much about the story. But
Mm-hmm.
so far, what I'm seeing though, I'm glad that I was wrong in a lot of stuff. So for me at least so far, Illumination's doing a great job on their animation. Mario looks great. Um,
They
I'm kind of
cut
glad.
back on his butt though.
Mm,
I don't really saw those memes.
mm.
They're doing they're doing my boy Mario wrong. I was like, what the heck?
Yeah, but honestly though, like I'm kind of excited still for it, and I really hope that it's a really good story because I want to see more Nintendo adaptations so bad. Like, I would love this. I would honestly, the one live action that I would love to see is Metroid.
Dude, for them to pull that shit off, fuck.
Mm. But yeah, but I mean, what were your overall thoughts? Did you have this roller coaster ride with me, or were you just kind of like, well, I'll see
um,
when I see it?
yeah, essentially it's the same thing, just because it's like, oh, okay, well they're making a Mario movie, so honestly, right off the bat, I knew it was gonna be animation. It can't be
Mm-hmm.
live action because it's like, how the fuck are they gonna pull that off?
Mm-hmm.
When they said Illumination, I was like, like they only make. Other than they made those other movies, but like to me, like the only animation I saw was like either Despicable Me, the second one, and the Minions movie,
Mm-hmm.
which I've only seen maybe the first one that I remember. I don't remember seeing the second one, but Minions, I was like, dude, I'm fucking tired of Minions. Like, why are you guys trying to make this like so big? Like, it's kind of annoying. And then I saw the cast.
Mm-hmm.
I was good. I was perfectly good with the cast, especially with Charlie Day, just because I love Charlie Day. I think he's fucking hilarious, especially in Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Um, but when I saw Chris Pratt, and I was like, Chris Pratt, why Chris Pratt as Mario? Like what? Like, well, I was like, well, I mean, I haven't heard his accent yet, like the Mario voice, because I thought that's what they were going for.
Mm-hmm.
And then it turns out, he said like, "Oh yeah, I'm not doing the traditional Mario voice," and I was like, "What the fuck are you doing then? Like, why are you casted as this guy? Like, just because your name's big, just because you're in the MCU? Fuck no!" And I was like, "Whatever." And then fucking Universal just like, "Oh, we're doing a Mario Land," and I'm like, "Oh, that's it. I'm fucking hyped." I was like, "I'm hyped for the movie just because I want to see Mario Land," and it's like after that, I was just like, I really want to see the movie. After the first Sonic came out, I was like, well, the reviews are good. I mean, it doesn't seem to be that bad. I'm pretty sure it's not, like the greatest movie, but it's like, I mean, if it's like a video game, movie, and it was also with Detective Pikachu, like, I mean, that one did good, this one did good, and like it kind of seems like they're gonna make it work. Like I'm feel like Nintendo's in charge of here, like with Illumination, like what they want and what they don't want.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, well, fuck it. I mean, I just have to wait and see what they do. And then they released a trailer. What was it, last week or 2 weeks ago? And then I was like, I was watching it, and I was like, well, the animation looks good, but I'm not too sure yet. And then they showed the Mushroom Kingdom, and I was like, damn, that looks fucking sick. And then what's it called? Toad comes out, and then well, finally, at the end, Mario comes out, and I was like, okay, it looks good. And then he talks, and I'm just like, why did he talk like he's from fucking New York? And I was like, well, whatever. Like, and then it was like, oh, it kind of seems like the original, like I mean, they're from New York and Brooklyn. I was like, well, I'm excited for it, but I just have to wait and see.
Yeah,
I'm not really too like. I'm not like, oh yeah, I need to go see it day one. I'm like, I want to wait a little bit and then go see it maybe like 2 weeks after, just to see if it's actually worth the hype. But honestly, this has just made me more hyped up for Mario World. That's all I want to see. Like honestly, I just want to go to Universal and just see fucking Mario stuff everywhere and just get Mario merchandise. Because it's like, where else are you gonna get that? And yeah, that's all I really want to see. And I like the title, the Super Mario Bros. I like the color scheme because it's like, oh, Super Mario 64, Mario Galaxy, and all that.
Mm-hmm.
What was the name of that? Mario Odyssey. That's what I liked about it.
Yeah.
But I mean, like so far the animation looks good. I mean, they haven't fucked up yet with that. So
yeah, no, just so far the
Bowser looks like Bowser, Toad looks like Toad, the mushrooms look like mushrooms.
mm-hmm.
I just want to hear more. I want to see like an actual like trailer, you know, like with Princess Peach and what, especially Donkey Kong since it's fucking Seth Rogen.
Yeah, no, yeah, I would like to see like a story trailer for this, and I forgot to mention the penguins in the beginning of the trailer. That was hilarious.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh! And then the voice of the penguin too. It's just like super deep and everything. It's just like, okay, this is good. Like
they're
so
just
far,
throwing snowballs at him. And it's just like, okay.
yeah, like whatever. But yeah, so like so far the comedy has been on point and all that. The world looks great. And just I still need to see what the story is gonna be about.
Yeah.
Really,
as of so far right now, it looks just like a fun movie to watch. And it's like I feel like it's leading more towards like to me with the Sonic movies. It's like, oh, you know, it's a fun movie to watch. Just watch it that one time and that's it.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm thinking it's gonna be. I could be wrong, which I hope I am, because I mean it's fucking Mario and it's like one of the, I mean, if not the most recognized video game character in the whole wide fucking world, you know. So,
yeah, we'll see. But yeah, that's our history with the video game adaptations. I do hope we get to see a lot more. I know there's gonna be one that's just gonna get it perfectly right. I mean, Arcane, you could say Arcane got it perfectly right, but they had a lot more to work with than with other video games, because like with the Uncharted, you know, the games have a plot, and you know they decided, like you said, they basically did kind of I haven't played the games, but they combine a bunch of the games together and all that, which does seem like a bad idea. But you know, at some point one's gonna get it perfectly right and we're all gonna love it, and hopefully we can see a whole lot more.
Maybe it's the Mario movie that gets it right.
Yeah, and I wouldn't mind. I would love for the movie to be great, but I also wouldn't mind if, like, you know, the studios just went with animation to adapt video games. I don't mind it. I love animation. It's always my favorite. But yeah, we'll see.
Before we close the episode, would you rather see a Zelda live action or a Zelda animated movie? But like actually good animated movie.
No, yeah, I get what you mean. It depends. I feel like if they really want to expand the world of Zelda, I want to see a live action, because I would love, you know, in Breath of the Wild you saw the Zora's domain, and you know, and it looked beautiful. I would love to see that live action. But
yeah, it'd be pretty dope.
If you know they want to make it more character based, you know, have Link talk, I feel like there is a way they can make a movie that doesn't have Link talking. But you know, if you want to make it character based, you want to make it fun, you want to make it for kids, you know, that I wouldn't mind animation. It really depends on the kind of movie they make.
I feel like they have to go the animated route. Just because it's like, I mean, if they do live action, it's gonna be so much money spent on CGI, and not just the backgrounds, but like the characters. And dude, if they don't look real, they're gonna bash on it, dude. People are just gonna be like, "This sucks."
No, yeah, I mean, it's just, this is one that, you know, if people are complaining nowadays with the Marvel movies, and I mean, I understand why, because I don't like the way they're working on these movies, just trying to like go get one out one after another.
They're rushing them,
yeah, and they're writing the script as they're making the movie, and I'm like, oh my gosh, you can't. That's just not how a movie is made. And
Mm-hmm.
so with a lot of these video games, not just with Legend of Zelda, but like if they make a Star Fox one, a Metroid one, this one like you have to take the time to write out your story, and
Yeah.
like take care of your world, but also kind of like don't lean so much on the CGI. Obviously, there's gonna be some you're gonna need CGI. Like if you put a Zora in, you're gonna need CGI and all that. You can
Mm-hmm.
try to make the monsters or goblins like um you can make costumes for them and all that if you want, but they probably look more like orcs from
Yeah.
from Lord of the
I mean,
Rings.
they can make them for the probably like the background ones, but like if it's
Mm.
gonna be like a main character that's gonna be talking the whole time, it's like I don't think that's possible. It's like no, like, and if they do it, like do boss to them, and if it does work, fucking expensive.
Yeah.
Like god damn.
Mm-hmm. But we'll see. um, but yeah. Anything else?
No, I mean that's pretty much covered everything. I mean, I did my stuff with the movies. Like I said, like I've never really seen a bunch of them, but I just know that they kind of suck. But I feel like they're kind of coming back up. I feel like the video game industry kind of did realize like, hey, like they were just like not money grabbing, but like back then it's like, oh, let's just make a video game something or like a book thing. And it's like kind of sucks. I feel like now they're actually paying attention, like, oh, especially like the developer, not the developers, but like the companies, especially well, I mean Nintendo, like I mean, Detective Pikachu, and now with this one, I feel the Mario movie's been in fucking development for a while. I feel like they're like we need to get this right because if it doesn't, it's gonna be a huge waste of money that they invested in this.
Mm.
Mortal Kombat, not like a big deal, but it was really good. Fans liked it. I mean, I did. And then I mean, there is a bunch of movies in development still. I just kind of hope to see John Carpenter do the Dead Space movie because it's like just him, dude. Like John Carpenter, like do fucking master right there, dude. To make a Dead Space movie, he needs to make it right.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's pretty much my closing comments. I still think that movie should be a TV series instead of movies, except for the Halo TV show because it disappointed me. I'll tell you why. I told real quick. I'll tell you why it disappointed me because Master Chief was always like he takes off his helmet, no one sees his face, right? People modded it. Takes off his helmet, he has another helmet under there. No one knows what he looks like. All they know that they in the books and all that people know he's white, right? So in my head, it's like I could be Master Chief, you know, like me myself. First episode of this stupid ass TV show takes off his helmet, a Caucasian man, and I was like, what? I was like, a white man? That's not me. I'm Mexican. I was like, this show sucks. I can never be Master Chief. But I mean, honestly, I need to finish it. My brother and my friend, they said like, you know, it's not lore accurate to the games, but I mean, it's Halo. I mean, it's still kind of good. So, but I still need to finish it. Other than that, that's all I have to say about the movies. This isn't the Red Spotlight, Damien. Oh my god, I was gonna call you Damien.
Yeah. No, I was hoping to like put off this kind of topic until like way later on, but the trailer came out.
Yeah, when you mentioned that too, I was like, yeah, that's a good topic. That's like a good like 2-3 hours. And then when I was making my notes, I was like, I don't really have much. But I was like, oh, okay, we'll make it work.
Yeah, but I couldn't ignore the trailer. I feel like that's something we should talk about. So I just said, fuck it, we'll make it a topic now, I guess. Oh well.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Yeah, that's it for tonight. Thank you everyone for listening. Usually I'm gonna try to post this on Saturday. I'm sure I'll make it this time. I've been laying on.
That's fine. Take your time, dude. Like don't rush.
Yeah, no, but I gotten better at like making the videos. I've been uploading for Red Spotlight on YouTube now.
Oh, okay.
So
yeah, because the last episode you're like it's up. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, that was quick. Yeah, sorry guys. I guess my audio is being picked up by my earphones instead of the actual mic. So my bad if it sounds like that on the last episode.
Yeah.
And that was such a good episode too.
Yes, I know. I was really like, I don't want to redo this. We had a good conversation going.
I know you were like, we have to
Yeah.
redo it, and I was like, shit, dude, like, okay, that's fine. And you know what I was thinking? I
Mm-hmm.
was like, maybe I can just like redo my lines. Like I can just like listen to the thing and just kind of respond to you like that. But then I was
Mm-hmm.
like, I don't know, it's gonna be as good though. Like, but I was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
And I was like, worst case scenario, we actually do redo the whole episode.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
But yeah, it came out fine. Uh, but yeah, we're also check out Red Spotlight, like I was bringing up, Fantasy Fair, and Turn to Page. We haven't posted in Turn to Page for a while, but hopefully soon.
I know,
uh,
right?
mm-hmm. But yes, thank you everyone for listening, and bye bye.
Thank you. Bye.